Good morning and welcome. Stock futures are pointing to a higher open following Monday's negative showing. The Dow actually led yesterday's decline, while the S&P and NASDAQ were down 1% respectively. The S&P coming off its worst three-day run since September. The Omicron variant continues to weigh on markets as the WHO says it is more contagious than all the other variants, and it is now found in 43 states and 90 separate countries. In individual names, Nike shares are on the rise, running quickly to the upside after strong U.S. digital sales. Tesla trading higher after testing below 900 briefly yesterday. The EV space taking an overall hit when the Build Back Better bill looks like it's going to be losing a major supporter or a necessary supporter in Senator Manchin. In addition to that, President Biden has raised fuel efficiency standards for passenger cars, light-duty trucks, up to a fleet-wide average of 55 miles per gallon. That's up from 40. That target is for model year 2026. And because I added a fun little note here. As a sign of supply chain issues, McDonald's in Japan, only in Japan, has suspended sales of medium and large fries. That would make me very happy. It's Tuesday, December 21st. Trader TV Live starts now. As we showed you earlier, positive start to the session being led by the NASDAQ. You can see already up 1%, pretty much exactly what the NASDAQ was down in yesterday's session. The Dow still lagging a bit, but in positive territory. You see the S&P just below that 1% mark. TSX and Brazil strong this morning. You'll see crude with a bit of a rebound, up 1.5% after yesterday's drop-off, citing demand issues with regards to response to the variants. And of course, crypto bouncing back a little bit, holding some key support levels. A lot to get to on this Tuesday morning, guys. And it already feels like a winning day, Sean.
Yeah. With Relly here, I think we're both in this.
Oh, you both have it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're both in this one here with Relly. One of those. I don't know, does it show our positions on the bottom yet, guys, here? Yeah, okay, good. There it is. Yeah, what's up, guys? Arun and I back on the desk today. Should be a fun one. I've written on the sticky note here that it should be a little bit of a slow day coming in through. So we'll see what happens here today. Should be a good one, but, key names, AMC, Rivian. We have this Relly on watch as well. Tesla going to be moving around. We have Micron, obviously, and Nike both on the sticky note with some good reports. So it's really nice to come in to see the market up 1.09%. I didn't check Ms. V in the multicolored shirt today, so that should give us some pause for concern, maybe because she's not in green. But we'll see, up 1.1%. Should be a good day.
Should be a great day, especially with the market moving like this. It gives opportunities. Now we're in some bands that we can actually work with on the future side of things as well. So it kind of opens up trades on two different sides, as we talked about yesterday. So here we are moving up strong in some specific names. I've got Boeing, I've got Relly, and I'm looking for some futures positions as well. I'm sure there's something else that's going to start moving as well. So why don't we go ahead and start talking about some stocks there, Neil?
Yes, sir. I mean, there's lots that's going to be moving. You already mentioned Relly. Actually, see SOPA on the move, just cracked down below $12. So that name's still going to be very much in play. Before we get too far into things, it is time to say good morning to Ms. V.
Good morning, team. Happy trading to you all. Markets are back to the positive territory, and I wish you all the luck today. Please smash the like button, and let's get it started, Neil.
Yes, let's get it started indeed. And of course, it is a holiday shortened week. Last trading day of this week will be Thursday. Friday is off for the Christmas holiday. I have informed most of the crew, I think most of you guys already know, get your Christmas sweaters ready for Thursday. It is mandatory around here that you wear a fun Christmas sweater. Now, obviously, you guys have started talking about some names that are on the move here. And one of the ones that you're in here, Arun, Boeing, if we can just sort of talk about, the Dow was the big lagger in yesterday's action. You also had the Build Back Better bill, which ultimately looks like it's not going to get passed. They're still going to do the vote next year, despite the fact that without Senator Manchin, there's almost no chance that they're going to be able to get that passed. You saw EV names in general were under pressure. You could have it's mostly electric vehicles and some of those clean energy names that are going to be into play. But overall, the Dow was a big lagger, and Boeing, one of those names in the Dow that was lagging. What are your thoughts, maybe in the EV space in general, and then maybe run us through that Boeing position that you just got into?
Yeah, as we get a rebound in a lot of names that kind of took a beating when the Omicron news kind of took over and travel stocks got hit. We were talking about that yesterday, and then I started stepping into Boeing as my play of choice instead of CCL or the airlines and whatnot. And we tried initially, we went for the short, and then we spun around, went for the long north of 190, and it didn't work out. Technically, the reason I took this trade today is because it's the same long from yesterday that just never ended up working out. So we've got the same setup, technically sound here around this 189 and change area. There's a decent amount of support. Here we are finally comfortably above 190. Yes, I'm paying up to 190.40, but at the same time, the support is there. There's a ton of space above us in terms of technicals. Why not take the risk? Here, the stop on this is going to be south of 188, so it's going to cost me about $2, just short of 50 cents or so. And it's already up 50 cents in the money, and we're still going. And we've got, like I mentioned, we've got a ton of space. On a day like today, where there's a ton of movement to the upside, and a name like this has been beaten down and kind of started to kind of technically base out now, and here we are moving to the upside. This is the type of name you want to be in. I also noticed that CCL is also going. That's got some strength. But again, technically looking, or just based on the way it's moving around this 190, this is the one I want to play. And I've been talking about this since yesterday as well. So I like to keep an eye on this. Regardless of what happens today, even as we go further into the week, I'd like to keep an eye on Boeing. It is there. The technical read is there. So I'm just going to keep playing with it until it kind of runs out. But be aware, the volume is going to die off as we get closer and closer to the 24th, which is a holiday. Christmas Eve is a holiday. So be aware the volume will die off. So some of these names that are moving now, they might just taper off. So you do have to be careful on where you decide to put your money in terms of getting quick returns.
Absolutely. And just going to note one here, not necessarily on the watch list, but General Mills has fallen on a quarterly profit miss here, down 5% already pre-market. EPS came in at 99 cents. Estimate was $1.05. I mean, revenue was up 6.4%, and they did beat estimates, $5 billion versus 4.84. It's up 15% on the year. That is it had been on a pretty nice run here. I don't see a ton of volume, but that just dropped back into support at $64. So an earnings name that did not come in the right way. I know we'll get into some Nike and maybe talk a little bit about Micron that was a little bit more positive, but General Mills here on a little bit of a weakness. I don't know if there's a trade here, guys, because the volume pretty low, but any thoughts?
No, actually, I didn't even call it up there. I was looking here actually at Rivian. You asked about the automotive sector and some of the EV names on the Build Back Better plan getting crushed. I guess we'll see. I still think there's obviously hope for it. My trades just showed up there. Oh, that was magic. I don't know if that just happened right in front of you guys or not. But we're in SoFi and we're in Rally right now. I want to be back into Rivian. I mean and this is what we're talking about with that Build Back Better plan. Tesla doesn't matter if they have the incentives or not, that they've never qualified. Well, they have qualified, but that wasn't a big part of their sale. But I think Rivian, Lucid, Nikola, Fisker, a lot of these names getting hit yesterday due to that plan. And then today, I still think there's some more coming. Rivian there with 90 billion or so a market cap with 1 million worth of sales just isn't going to work out for me or for you, I hope anyways. And we'll see if Rivian wants to take out these bottoms again. I think it's too low today. We're up 1%. So I don't think Rivian tests these bottoms. But at the same time, I don't think it deserves to be really making these moves back to the upside. So I'm still looking to short, and I put on the sticky note here, mid-90s, something in here for Rivian. So if we do get a pop-up, I mean, right now I'm sitting at 93.80. So if we do get a pop-up into this 93.94 area, that could be something that we're looking at. And I'm actually looking at these bottoms from 2 days ago, basically 94. If we can get back into that area, that's going to be a short for me here on Rivian. We shorted yesterday. Unfortunately, it was too late. No, it wasn't too late, but we missed that initial break, 93.50. We wind up getting 93 and change, and then just keep pushing Rivian to the downside where we were able to get out yesterday at 89. So we'll wait to see. Just like your Boeing play yesterday, I think Rivian does have some interesting, thesis behind it here and why it needs to go down. I think it's overvalued. I mean, we've seen stocks, and I could call up Nikola right now. We've seen stocks like Nikola, if you look at a daily chart, I mean, we don't even need to do that, but, you know, Nikola's been absolutely beat down. There's been stocks like Fisker. We talked about Lucid. Lucid's a little different case. We'll talk about them in a minute. But Nikola right here, I want to bring up a key area, $9. I mean, you can go all the way back to August. You can go all the way back to April. This $9 has held. The daily looks a little bit silly, but if you, whoops, I don't know what just happened there. But if you look here at a 20-minute or even at a, whatever this is, man, my charts are just today are not doing great. Come down here, chart. This 1 minute range, we bounced off $9 pretty hard yesterday after starting the day at 980. So, you know, a beautiful move down, bouncing off this $9 area. So again, another name that I'm sitting in somewhere around here on Nikola. I like to take this bid. Here's the 20-minute chart that we're looking at. Look at $9 hold here. I mean, it's 920, 916, 911. Even yesterday, we get a big bump down 2 days ago where we breached 9, but came right back up to take out this 970 area again. So I think Nikola, any sort of weakness on this name is a name that I want to be buying. I know that sounds crazy. We don't normally buy Nikola or anything like that, but I think at a $9 range, very, very good value. And that leads me to my next play as well. SoFi. We've been defending SoFi for a very, very long time down here at 14. Today, we finally get that bump up in the NASDAQ, what we're looking for. I want to be adding to my SoFi long here, down here for the longer term. I think eventually, do they not get that bank charter? I don't know. I don't know when they're going to get it, but when they do, I know that's enough for a spike. I'm going to be coming in here one day. It's going to be on the watch list. It's going to say, oh, SoFi gets their bank charter or whatever, and it gets up to 17, 18, 19, up 15, 20% that day. So we've got to be ready for that, and I'm trying to be. So let's just get long here today, SoFi. We're already long right here, 1490. No real reason, just because I want to be, and you know, it's against the 14. I have a much bigger order sitting down in this area, 1470, 1460. So if SoFi does drop down here, there's a few plays right there for you. Rally, which we're already, I mean, right now we're not in the money that much. Rally goes up as high as 770 there. We're long 680, so now that's coming back in. But Rally and SoFi, two positions I have. I like the Nikola long, and we'll talk about Fisker as it's on the watch list as well.
I like the SoFi entry. I'm in it there because I want to. Kind of like I'll take David Putney because I feel like it. And if you don't know what movie that's from, even though I'm on the desk, I'll still give those hints out to you that I'm a bit of a nerd, although that is a good football one. Keep in mind with Nikola there is some individual news for Nikola. It is on the watch list, not usually, but they were up 2.7, now 4% in the session, as you saw from Sean. The company agreed to pay $125 million to settle SEC charges for in investigation of defrauding investors. One of a few EV names that came to market via SPAC that has been under investigation by the SEC there. So that's why you're seeing Nikola in play. Again, like we said, it's not necessarily a name that we're always going to be watching here. If we can, I mean, you guys are both in this in Rely, and I just, or Rally. You know what? I'm not going to Rally. Who knows which one we're going to have to say here? But either way, it's 11 million float. So incredibly tiny, and because I know you guys are both in position here, I tried to go back on the daily chart, and you can kind of see there was an area of interest around $7. If you go all the way back into March, a couple of times finding resistance at that level, and you are seeing it hold right above here. You guys are both obviously, in the long position. It's right up around that 7. It just pushed higher. What are your thoughts here in terms of managing this with almost 45 minutes to go to the open?
So, okay, so for name-wise, the name of the company is called Reliance Global. So I'm just going to say Rally. So it's Rely? Reliance?
It's Reliance.
It's Reliance. I'm just going to say Rally.
Okay, let's go with Rally. You're the man. I'm going to go with Rally. I was going to go the other way, but I'm with you.
Rely? Okay. If it was a Y, I'd be like, yeah. Actually,
I mean, I would.
When you say it, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I would rely on you for this.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can say either one. I just realized what I said. I'm like, it's R-E-L-Y, so I'll say Rely because the company's name is Reliance. So I'm saying Rally. What? Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes no sense. But
I thought we were going the other way with that. But
are we going with Rely? Are we going with Rely? Everyone agrees? Rely?
Yeah. Rely.
Okay, Rely. We're going with Rely. So for Rely, as we get up into the 7s here, what I'm keying off here for the long, I like the even break based on what the 5 is doing. Where is it? Right here. The way we're trading in the pre-market, as we backed off these 7s, we got as high as 680 and change, went to 550 and whatnot, and then here we are taking out that 7. That's the only reason I went for the 7. But when you look at the daily, though, going all the way back to March, it's back here. If I pull it up, there's like this one spike based on a share split here. If you go all the way back into late March, April, it's like 550 is that level. The fact that we kind of broke above, bounced down to that 550, which happened right here in the pre-market, and then took 7, to me, we should not see that price level again. So for me, taking the 7 makes sense. If we break 6 again, then at that point, we're probably going to come back down and look at that 550. I can just walk away from this trade. It's one of those trades where I'll put up $1, see if I can't get 8. You see that yellow line waiting there. That's me trying to get out half on a 1-for-1 risk-reward ratio, and then I'll just let the rest run. This is the way I'm just looking at it, right? We broke through that resistance back from late March, came back down, bounced right off of it, back towards highs north of 7, the round number, take the long. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out. They run right back down. If that's the case, it's probably going to double top. There's probably more resistance. At that point, you walk away, right? This is probably one of those binary trades where it either works one way or you get out of it and you walk away from the trade. There's no other trades to make apart from that just one. So I'll just take that shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'm okay holding on to this. It got as high as 770 in the pre-market before it kind of backed all the way down and then dropped just south of 678 or something like that. We're long at 7. I'm long at 7. He's long at 686, and here we are back above 7 even. So I'm going to hold on to this. It's either going to get me some profit just south of 8 and I'll let it run, or if it stays around here, I'm not going to touch it. You're either going to get me out below 6 or we're going to get north of 8 and make some money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go over the charts again. I mean, I'm going to rely on Arun for those here today. I'm just going to hold that. Again, a low float name. We'll see 11 million shares seems to be able to work. So second straight day here for SOPA. We're going to see what it's doing. 4 million shares here today. Another interesting name. I think that there's going to be support. I mean, I'm hoping support here near 10. We've already seen 10 before. If we zoom this back out, let's actually blow this up a little bit here. Okay, so IPOs, everything comes out, blah, blah, blah. But you do have a lot of action over here before dipping all the way. It's going to be too much on a 20-minute chart because of how crazy it is. But what I was trying to show is back here, if you go back to early, I guess it's mid-November, mid to late November, you do have some action here between 11 and 13 with a high of 15 here for SOPA. So when we look at it today and it comes through, we've already tested that 14.50 right there. So that was that $15 level. Maybe it looks better on a daily chart. I'm not sure. Nah, not really. But there's some dancing right there. That little wick high is what I was trying to show you. That's actually 16.50, but we've already been down here on its IPO day. We come out at 16, we retest 14. Now you're back to IPO pricing here. So let's see what it wants to do. I'm looking at that level, man, $16. If we take that out, then we probably start to head higher. That's going to be where we first came to market. Let's see if it gets higher from there. So SOPA, you could see yesterday, long on that halt there, out, in and out there. And you guys saw me do this, long instantly and out, and then it breaks and we got out again. So not too much trading for SOPA yesterday, but again, we wait. Like, look what happened early yesterday, halt. But remember, this is when it was $4, okay? So a lot easier to push money into it at $4, $5, $6 when it was halting here than it is going to be at 12. So that doesn't mean it can't halt again. I mean, it probably does halt at some point. Again, not that many shares out there being added to the Russell 2000. So that's, I mean, I think the float isn't crazily low. I don't believe, but again, a relatively new name, so it needs some price discovery. And I think if we can get back into this area, 10, 11, then we probably bounce around here and then start to jump out. Like, there's been some jumping off points here. You know, we made a move down here, boom. We settled yesterday, opened up higher. So let's see if we can get something between 10.50 to 11 or so on SOPA. So that's coming down. Those are sort of my areas. And then, I don't know, to break long here, I don't really see anything in the pre-market that shows me like, oh my God, I need to take this level if it breaks out. You may have something here at like 13.50 or so as that as a breakout, and maybe we retest that 14, which gives you that halt, because remember, you only need $1.30, so you need about that 10% move, so that can easily happen here. So that's what we're looking for on SOPA and Rely so far and SoFi. So wow, this is going to be, wow. SoFi, SOPA, and Rely. Oh man, this is going to be a tongue twister of a day, Neil.
That's a bit of a mouthful. We are joined this morning by Jeff Mendel, Vice President of OTC Group. Now, our good friend, of course, of the show, and I'm going to ask you how things are going in a quick little second there, but I just wanted you to know that I don't think there will be that potential Super Bowl matchup between our two teams. The Bills and the Cowboys have to do their work to get into the playoffs and make any kind of a run. I'd be happy if the Bills won a game at this point, but thank you for coming on, Jeff.
Well, Neil, I'm just going to start that off and say that the Cowboys still have a chance, but it's too bad the Bills couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. Anyway, guys, let's jump right into grayscale. GBTC and ETHE are both trading up in the pre-market today. It looks like ETHE closed at around 33, and I'm seeing prints go off about $1 up right now on OTCX. Switch over to GBTC real quick. Kind of the same story over there, right? Yesterday's close around 34.47. It's trading up over $1. I see some going off close to 36 right now. Once again, all on OTCX. You can catch it in the pre-market right now up until 9:30, and then once again, obviously during regular trading hours. But seeing the most action in the grayscale products this morning.
And speaking of volumes, how are overall volumes been? Of course, we're getting towards the end of the year. It's a holiday shortened week. So can you sort of speak to holiday volumes and what you might be anticipating coming into the new year when things likely pick back up?
I mean, obviously the next week and a half, right? You're gonna see a little slowdown in these names. You know, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum is mostly driving these price swings in GBTC and ETHE. But then also, if you take a look at like Tencent, which is TCEHY, I'm just bringing that up right now. I mean, it's still steady. I mean, actually, not that much in the pre-market today, but you'll see a lot of activity once 9:30 hits. But overall, I think outside the grayscale names over the next week and a half, maybe a little slowdown, but there's still plenty of ADRs to look at. Tencent being one of them, Roche, which is RHHBY, another. But I mean, I would definitely look for maybe some news articles coming out of Europe or overseas to trade some of these ADRs over the next week and a half also.
The thing with those ADRs, of course, you get to trade them in U.S. market hours, especially the Asian ones, which will have been closed and can react to news in real time while we're able to trade here. And just want to quickly point out, for those names that you mentioned, always check out the OTC Markets market activity page. You'll usually see Tencent, one of the leaders here. You can always sort it by, again, share volume or notional value volume on the day, or you can do it by number of trades. That's where you'll see Tencent usually be the leader. So not a terrible resource to jump in if you're looking for that activity in the OTC markets there, Jeff.
Yeah, and once again, Neil, thank you again, guys. If I'm not on again before the end of the year, have a happy holidays, and looking forward to picking this back up again in the new year.
Absolutely. Happy holidays, Jeff. Thank you one more time for coming through. That's Jeff Mendel, Vice President OTC Markets. Always a pleasure, my friend, and who knows, maybe my Bills will go on a run at the end of the year. Okay, guys, now we've already talked a little bit about these market movers here, and I just wanted to jump right into the watch list. It's our free watch list, and that is Miss V.
Hi.
There we go. That's fine. I mean, I'll take that one. I'll look. And you can always scan the QR code to get that list every single day. You want to trade what's moving. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to be all about. And sometimes there's an obvious catalyst. Other times it's just about price action, because the top name on our watch list today is actually Tesla. Now, Tesla doesn't have any specific news. However, we breached that $900 mark in yesterday's action several times. There was a tick down to 892, held support at about 898, and then now we're gapping up 1.5%. The interesting thing that you're going to see here is, and you actually alluded this to a little bit, Sean, when it comes to the BBB, the Build Better Act, giving those incentives. It was up to $12,500 in incentives for electrical vehicles. Now, you know a few things about Tesla. A, Elon Musk thinks incentives are nonsense. B, those don't really matter as much to Tesla. So with that deal possibly not happening, it still has a chance, but possibly not happening, you're seeing some strength out of Tesla recovering this morning, up 1.5%. It's certainly a popular name and one that we look to trade within this sector.
Right now, go money bags right here because both of us here on Rely starting to go ham right now, taking out that $8. It goes all the way to $8.50. Where did you get some out there? You got
$7.98.
$7.98. So a beautiful run up here for Rely. Still going. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to this. This is just going to be one of those like flyers here. It's on the sticky note. We talked about that, and I mean. I don't even have Tesla on the sticky note today, so I don't know. It's not super interesting to me. There are obviously better names to trade, but you can see right here. Where's Rely? Right here, 11 million float, pre-market break, right? So we already have that Rely trade there long at 684. So that was going to be a good trade for us. But let's go to Tesla quickly. We have that 930 level. That was pretty key. We could test that again today here. 1 minute chart, not going to be too helpful. But we talked about this yesterday in the afternoon, how it was just barcoding basically all afternoon waiting for something to happen. So was the market. The problem was that's not true, my last statement there. The market was actually going up in the afternoon and Tesla kind of just stayed like neutral here. We've seen Elon Musk tweet out that he's going to pay $11 billion in taxes. That's great. That's a problem that I wish I had. But if you look at Tesla here, this is a daily chart. I want to get the 20-minute chart. Darn it, Arun, we have these horrible wicks here. Going to be hard to show. But there's, 925. I want to try to show this 930 level that we've, danced around a little bit there. We danced here well at 930. So we'll see if we can get up to here. I think that's a good shorting spot for Tesla today. Already up more than the market, 1.47%. Yeah, I don't know. I like Tesla. I recently sold some at just over 1,000. I think pigs get slaughtered. There goes Rely again, man, up to new highs, I believe, as it's still marching here, 830 or so. But Tesla, again, I just think you can fade it into this 930. Great base down here at 895. The charting rate right now, unfortunately, guys, is just really bad for us here on this name. A lot of bad wicks and stuff like that. But you do have this 895 area. So I think if you dip down in, I think that you could probably be buying something down here in the low 800s. I'm going to wait for it. Even though the market's up today, I just feel like there's better names. I mean, I actually want to wait and short that Rivian. I want to go long on some AMC if we get to some actionable levels, which we're getting close to that 29.50 or so on AMC. And like I said, I even like Nikola. And someone said, "Oh man, why is this guy talking about Nikola?" It's just because of the $9 level. And I just think that if something dips down, like I'd much rather just take more shares of Nikola, knowing that I have an out here at 9 than sort of gamble with Tesla. I don't really have a super great read on that stock until we get to that 930, and then maybe we short it. Lucid's been another great name to trade. We've seen some big moves yesterday in Lucid, including a beautiful move off the open, including $2 straight up, and then $2 and change straight down, almost $3 straight down there to the very bottom. So again, a 10% move or so yesterday in Lucid. So let's go where the action is, and that's why I look at Tesla, Arun. And I don't know if you have a different read on it, but like there was basically nothing happening. You had very early some nice moves, and then all afternoon just back and forth here in like a $5 range. So for me, I'm going to leave Tesla alone. I just think there's better things to trade. But if you're looking at that, I would short it in front of 930, or if you have a long, maybe get out at that 930-ish area.
Yeah, there definitely are some better things to trade. And talking about better things to trade, I know Neil's got some upgrades and downgrades, which we can look at to find what else we can actually trade.
Yes, sir. We've got a couple of upgrades that should be of interest here. We'll talk about Micron, the chip maker reporting better than expected earnings. They've been beat up a little bit on the year, relatively speaking, when you compare them to the overall S&P, but nice to catch an upgrade by Bank of America. You have Wells Fargo upgrading KLA. That's the semiconductor sort of manufacturing equipment maker there, setting the price target at $500. Now, on the downgrade side, the name that's going to stand out to you, and it's actually up 1.5%, Alibaba. Atlantic Securities giving them the downgrade. It's been a host of downgrades for Alibaba. They've been under a tremendous amount of pressure. That price target at $140, I mean, you put those things with a bit of a grain of salt, but Alibaba has come under tremendous pressure with a lot of other U.S. listed Chinese companies, as it has been a very difficult year. There are still hopes, of course, that sort of better talks and a better relationship with the U.S. and China could maybe temper some of the delisting talk, although many see that as a bit of an inevitability there. So I think that's going to be the big two names here. We'll talk a little bit about Micron. Acadia Pharmaceuticals getting a downgrade. They're actually down 3% on the session. But really, I think it's going to be about the chips today. Micron, looking at some NVIDIA as well. Those are going to be the movers in the tech space.
One name I do want to look at, and this came up earlier in the chat, was Mara. William, I saw your comment there. I just want to bring that up. I've been meaning to talk about this for a while now. We just got around to it. Mara, now it is moving up. It's up strong. It's up, 6.6% right now at 34.70. So it's trading right around here. This is a daily chart. I'm just going to show you guys what you're running into. Is this 40. The 40 needs to clear for any upside movement, like resistance, to get moved out of the way. So until we clear that, I would look to fade Mara if I was trading Mara. But the thing with Mara is I'm not a fan of trading these types of names, the Maras, the Riots. I get run over. It's just one of those things where when Bitcoin moves and you're not paying attention to that, this just absolutely takes off and it gets aggressive, and then you're like, what just happened? So it's one of those things where keep an eye on 40, look to fade it if you get the setup into 40. If it doesn't, if it just keeps going, then once it clears 40, then you have runway all the way to pretty much all the way to like 50 or so. You do have that space. So I wait until 40 clears before stepping into any longs. The way it's moving though, like it's obviously up here. It's at 34.70, so it's sitting just south of 35. There's going to be some resistance just north of 35. We just bounced off some support around 32.5. So it is stuck between two different levels here, so maybe not the best timing for the trade, but at some point this will open up to the upside if it can get above 40. So just keep an eye on that price point, and when we do, we will get going.
Let's, fantastic super chat here. Let's go over to Valeria.
Yes, Sean, we've got a super chat from the Greek, New York City. First round on me. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too.
I just want to update, if you're talking to me, Rob, there's nothing on my board. Like, I don't have anything Santa. So let's hit the Santa thing if you have it up there. There it is. So it's Santa Claus rally time. I believe starts today because it has to, because we only have a few more days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Santa Claus rally starting today, up that 1.15%. It's like an 80% chance that we rally into Christmas here. So that's just historically the way it's been going. So I believe that we do have a Santa Claus rally coming through. Today, you're up that 1.15%. Let's just see if we get going. You talked a little bit about the NASDAQ here today, up 1.15%. I believe it. Let's hit it again. Hit that Santa one more time. That Santa Claus is coming to town. The Q's has built. There it is. Yeah, he's happy. He's happy. Bringing kids hopefully what they want this year, and adults a little nice treat as well. You could see the NASDAQ. I'm just thinking that this 382 here on the Q's. Let's see if it retests it. But it's been a nice move to the downside here. I think we've gotten some flush outs on stocks like Apple, down yesterday to 168 or something yesterday on Apple. Yeah, 168 flush out, now starting to move back to that upside. You got a flush out at Microsoft last night as well. Got 317 or so, I believe. Yep, right down there, 317. I believe that now works to the upside. You get NVIDIA today with a beautiful upgrade, top pick from UBS. So I believe that begins to work again. Like, you had a Christmas gift down there, which we've been buying, man. I've been tweeting that out. We've been putting, I want to put all my money in NVIDIA and Facebook. Names like that, so Google, so we're doing that hand over fist. I believe that rallies here today as well. Here's Facebook up to 328. Well, we touched 322 or something yesterday. There it is, yeah, 322. So a lot of these names now off some of these bottoms. I don't believe we retest these for a little while. We'll see what happens in the new year on some portfolio reweightings and things like that to start the new year. But what generally can happen here is now there's been a lot of dumping some of these big winning stocks like an AMD, like NVIDIA, like Facebook. So some stocks that have been winners this year, and now we get a chance to rebuy them back at some of these depressed levels. I mean, sure, not all of us were able to buy AMD at 130s, but now you're at 138, and that's not even a horrible price considering where AMD's come from. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a lot of these businesses, and now you're getting to be able to buy these things at 50-period moving averages, like an AMD down here. We may have made some of these bottoms, although I believe it may be temporary. I still think we could climb to like I was going to say 150, possibly on AMD before Christmas. So that's only 3 days from now. Let's see if we get back into these areas. Not the all-time highs for a lot of these names, but I think we can rally back. I mean, Apple's leading the way right now. Apple didn't even come close to touching its 50-period moving average. And I think Apple settles around here again, 174, 175. There should be some weekly options that go through. Everyone's banking on the Santa Claus rally. And when everyone thinks one way, hey, you know, generally that can happen. We've seen what can happen with AMC. And I mean, these are a different beast altogether, AMC versus Christmas rally. But, you know, when the apes and when people believe in something, it can definitely move. You've seen AMC touch 3 days ago or 4 days ago, $20. Now you're up to 30. Like that's 50% return, Arun, in 5 days. So let's see if we can get this rally going. That's my theory here. And I hope you agree with it because, you know, it's always nice to see Santa Claus rallies. I would agree.
Well, isn't there a thing about Santa not coming when you're awake? You got to be sleeping. So if everyone's looking for the Santa Claus rally, is it going to happen? Maybe, you know, we got to wait a little bit, just kind of let's let things slide and see if the market can give us that rally without expecting it to show up. So the way let's go into the futures though, because I am looking at, we talk about rallies, and here I'm going to talk about a potential short on the futures. Okay, so we were looking at this area going from, 45.85-ish, going into 46.20, 2025. Looking for potential shorts in that zone based on what the levels I gave yesterday. That's the area for the short side, and then the long side was 45.22 or 23 or something like that, going down to 44.90 and change. So now we went to the upside, looking for the fade up top. If we can get below 45.95, I'm going to start actively looking for some shorts. I'll start stepping down, maybe take a few there and work some more as we kind of go up a little bit. But I am going to look for potential shorts. As long as we stay below 45.95 or get underneath 45.95, I've seen enough around 4,600 to make me think that, you know what, if we get below a few points lower, if we get down there, there could be a nice little short there. Even though I'm long on two different stocks, this is, I'm going to treat them independently. I'm going to manage the rally position. I'm going to start moving the stops on this, protect what I've got. Now I've made my risk on this trade. Now it's all risk-free cash. So at this point, I can move the stop up based on the way it's been trading in the pre-market. I can protect a little bit whatever's left there. And then Boeing as well. I really can't do anything with this. If it's going to go without the futures, it's going to go. If the futures fall off and Boeing decides that it wants to go in the direction of the futures, I'm going to prioritize my futures positions just because I'm heavier in those always. So regardless of what happens with Boeing, as long as the futures start moving below 95, I'm just going to go for the short. But I think 95 has to go. It can't be one of those, oh, you know, we're close enough, let's go short now situations. It does have to get below 95 for me to start jumping into some shorts on the futures.
So just quickly here, despite Arun's amazing due diligence on Santa Claus, I actually just had to find this because this is what I was reading. 34 of the past 45 holiday seasons. So it's not quite 80%, but it's the last 5 trading days of the year. So we're getting close to that. We're not even there yet. That's typically what Santa Claus rally is. And the first 2 trading days of New Year. So that's what it is. And it's 1.4%. Which is actually quite huge overall. But we could do that in one day. It's an overall day. And I think that, keep in mind here, that's just a positive. I'm positive about the market moving forward. Whether or not today we hold these highs or not, I'm not sure. But Santa Claus rally, I do believe in. And let's see if it does keep its legs kicking here into the new year. First 2 days also qualifies, apparently anyways, according to Investopedia there, where we pulled that from. So that's that. Yeah, okay, just quickly, Neil, someone's asking about these big wicks on Tesla. I don't know if let me just check it on eSignal. I don't know if they're on eSignal. So what big wicks generally are here? Hold on, come on, chart. So this is just a dark pool. Like obviously, if you're talking about this one, that didn't happen. That is a dark pool print all the way to 3,400. This is why I can't sometimes even look at our charts. That didn't happen. And then if you're talking about some of these, so what, and I actually see it here also. So here's back to back. So this is eSignal, this chart here. It does have a print down here to 900, and so do our charts. So that's eSignal, and here's our charts down here to 900 as well. So what they are is just dark pool prints. There's different reporting structures. So maybe someone yesterday didn't report a trade down here at 900. So today it just comes in and they're just letting it hit the tape. So there is different reporting structures. for dark pool prints and whatnot. So when you do see prints down there, that's not a print that actually went off. It didn't go off on the time and sales. I mean, it got printed here, but it wasn't a liquidity event. There was nothing here. You can see there's nothing on the volume chart as well on the downside. So I'll throw it back to Neil now, but that does happen, and you'll see them more often than not on our charting because it's just the way we present the data. We do not filter out any prints that come through. So good question there on Tesla.
That's right. Unfiltered comment, definitely unfiltered content that we have. Now, you made a note about the Santa Claus rally. I'll say at the end of the year, you do see people harvesting some losses as you've seen some high pressure or high valuation names pull back to the downside. You'd like to hope that some of that has gone to an end and we can get going, especially in the new year. One of those, and the catalyst might be, we got those Micron earnings. That's number 2 on the watch list here today. And they look, 216 a share on the adjusted. Obviously, that was versus a 210 estimate, so they beat there. They also beat on the bottom line as well. They had 7.69. It was a slight beat. 7.68, I think, was the anticipated on earnings. But that's a 1/3, 33.3% year-over-year increase. Data center demand was on the rise here as well. You're up now 8.5% in the pre-market. Now, keep in mind, Micron they got a downgrade a few months ago. It was certainly lagging the S&P. It was lagging the SMH as well throughout the year. It is still well off of its highs from earlier on in the session, but starting to get going here and right at or getting very close to this $90 level.
As we get closer to the 90, well, I guess we're more so towards the 89 at the moment. I would prefer a move to the downside because I do want to get long. I do want to participate in these upside potential here on Micron, but I don't want to do it at these prices. I'd rather, you see this blue line here, that's where I'm waiting, just north of 50, 88.50 and change. So if we can get a move to the downside, that'd be nice. I've got the stop on this, or the placement where I'm going to look to get out would be just south of 86. So it'll be about a $2.50 risk or so. We really don't have a whole lot stopping us from making this move. Let me pull up this daily here. Let's pull up the e-signal daily. Here we are trading just north of this 89. Now we've cleared, that's the high from December the 1st. We've cleared that as long as we can get some buy side support, which I think we have based on the way it's been trading in the pre-market south of 88.50. We should be able to bounce right off this 87 and change. So even though I'm willing to get filled at 88.50, I understand that it could easily just drop down to 87 and change, but I'm not going to hope that happens to get a better price. I'd rather just pay up, get the trade there, and then if it breaks all of this, meaning 87.50 is gone, 86 is gone, that clears all the tops from pretty much most of, I guess, since the second half of November. So clears all of that. At that point, the trade's gone as well, right? So that's kind of the read that I've got here on Micron. I've got the order out. I'm just waiting for a fill. See if we can get one. Futures coming off, not much. I'm just noticing that Rely is coming off here from 8 even. So here we go. Good thing we got some out right in front of that 8. Make that cover the risk on the trade, and then I've moved the stop up just south of whatever that low was when we dipped in the pre-market after taking 7. So it seems to be like south of 680 or something like that. If we break that, I'll just walk away. At that point, I've made 98 cents on the first, and I'll lose like, what is it, 30 to 25 cents on the second. I'm going to net out positive. I'm happy with that trade for me. That'll be the one shot I'll take, and I'll walk away from that. And then Boeing is moving to the upside. We're trying to move through this 91. There seems to be some volume there at 91 that's resisting this from going. So we are waiting for Boeing to go as well as futures comes off. So I have no issues going in the opposite direction of both my longs with the futures side if I see the read there. So that may be a situation that comes up. And for anyone who was wondering, I just noticed that people were asking what this is. This is e-signal. Like Sean's, you can set different colors. Mine's black, his is white. It's just like easier on the eyes for me to look at it like this. And for anyone wondering what software we use, this is Peeper 08 built in-house from Day Trade the World. So you can't get this outside of our company, essentially.
Yeah, I just sat back down there, refilled up some water there. Micron up that 8%. And I don't know, I think you were, I mean, if you're like me, I think we're waiting for some 80. I missed what you were saying, Arun, but I think I'm down here 87, 87.50, something like that. If we can wait to get some longs back into this area, that's something that I like. They're in all the right spots, right, guys? AI, 5G, metaverse, an absolute great quarter today. Supply chain hopefully easing up now in 2022. So I like Micron. Micron has lagged this year some of the big names, right? Like the AMDs, the NVIDIAs. Micron has lagged those names. You can see it's been a nice move from the bottom, 66, but year over year, I mean, you go back to January, this time last year, you're in here 78, 79 bucks, somewhere in this area, and you're only up to 89 right now. So I believe there's a lot of room to run here for Micron. They came out, they gave everybody no pause for concern, and a nice move upside for Micron. Let's see if it continues to work. I like the name. However, I'm actually surprised on this. I mean, notice this. The NASDAQ just did a nice dip down, right? I mean, we've seen some names fall down there a little bit, but Micron doesn't do anything at all on that move. So that's pretty interesting. Let me see. Did AMD just move down a little bit on that? Yeah, not much though, actually. Okay, so some of these names I guess that move was not that drastic after all. I don't know what I'm saying, but it looked like it was when it came out there. Starting to make some moves to the downside. What about Facebook as well? Okay. Again, that's going to be a wick that didn't happen, but Facebook also making moves down, maybe 325. We're going to look for that one. You may get a flush here off the open and then a little bit of a rally. So let's get ready to buy some of these dips. So I am waiting to get long, Micron in this 87 area.
Another name on the list here, and they're just doing it and doing it well, is Nike shares trading a little bit higher to the upside. They beat top and bottom line, 83 cents a share versus 63. Just a couple of comments from a few analysts here. Direct-to-consumer expansion of Nike's manufacturing revolution could create a multi-year inflection rise in gross margins, which also came in strong. You have Oppenheimer saying they're negotiating the supply chain concerns very well. They recently acquired, and this was just a couple of weeks ago, actually, less than a week ago, Artifact, RTFKT, which is further expanding their move into the metaverse and NFTs as well. So Nike sort of firing on all cylinders here. You're up now 4.5%. I mean, when we put the watch list in, it wasn't even this strong. You're still a ways away from these highs. Nike is a strong mover. We're now above the post-market highs as this is rallying heading into the open.
Strong too, north of 164. Here we are coming right into this. Here's my issue with Nike though. As strong as it is, look at what we are running into that 166 and change. We still have $2 of upside, but what's the risk to get the long right now? If I were to go long, I'd have to use at least 162 as a stop. So I have to put up at least $2 in risk. We're running to a lot of resistance up top. If we clear, I want to say 168 and change, then maybe I look for some longs, but I'd be open to fading this. Sometimes fading some rallies like this when the market's kind of, or when the stock is somewhat overextended, you could argue, that'd be a nice little move as well. So keep an eye on Nike. If they can maintain this momentum, it'll be interesting to see at the very least because they are running into resistance. I think more likely what you're going to see is a nice little rally and then maybe a late fade after we go about $2.5 or so as we get closer and closer to this resistance. Previous support actually from late November and from mid-November, November 11th and around the 30th or so. So keep an eye on those levels. That's something to keep definitely watch as Nike is running strong, but does have some headwinds above it from the daily chart.
I mean, the only thing that's giving me pause for concern is the China slowdown. So China 20% sales down. But again, kind of to be expected, right? I mean, we weren't expecting China to be hot fire. I love the fact that their digital sales up 12%. That's a great moment for us here because digital sales is what really drives a lot of these businesses now. I mean, the omni-channel coming through, not just distributing at Foot Lockers and at their own store, but being able to make purchases. My last buy down here was 145. Should have got some out when we ripped up to 175, but now we're making our march back. I think we could take out this 50 period. I just think Nike's working, man. I mean, very, very, very high quality on the higher end. That's the one thing that I know is I'm going to give a big shout out to Mike. Sent us a couple pairs of shoes and I bought more since. The higher end shoe is nice. And I think that's what's happening here. You do get also, although I'm not sure what Olympics may or may not happen this year, but that's another sort of tailwind for Nike. You will see, obviously, the more athletic talk coming through, kids watching more ads, so on and so forth. Coke's another big winner of Olympics. I don't know if they're sponsoring this year, but obviously a lot of athletes wearing various Nike products. So even though it's Winter Olympics, I still think Nike should be some sort of prominent there. I like it. Digital sales up 12%. To me, that's really the key. Nike continues to work in this environment. The only problem with Nike is, again, these supply chains, and they did mention that, and that is that if you have to return something to a store, that's going to take a hell of a long time, because by the time you order your product, then you ship it back, and then you figure out that whole exchange. That's the temporary problem here for Nike. But again, anything back here to 160, 161, I think I agree with Arun. It just doesn't profile out right now. I don't know if we're going to get that $4 or $5 move that gives us an entry rate now into this. So I think we got to wait for a little bit of pullbacks. I do think it happens, but I'm not sure when for Nike. I think it pulls back a little bit here today, and I think it could happen off open. Let's just wait to see what the imbalance locator is, because this makes me think about that now. I see a deal with AT&T and Microsoft, but that looks like the acquisition of Xander. I don't even know what that is. There's Nike right there as a bid. So this is definitely helping float this thing higher. I do have some low bids right now on Nike. So if we get anything down to 162, I think that's something that we need to take. Another quick look here. Nike, AT&T, Ford off of 19. That might be something to look at there. It's 1970 right now. Ford way up, man. We talked about buying that yesterday at 19. Oh, man, lots of great opportunities here. And then my baby, I call it this, and then I look over and I'm not even heavily invested into this name, but Palantir today just up what the market's up. So this is another one that yesterday protected, and we got some decent trades on Palantir yesterday buying some of these moves. But yesterday, one more time, we protected this 1780. I'm actually surprised it's not a lot higher. I'm a little worried about Palantir, but I'm a buyer again down here in the low 18s, high 17s.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Sean, AT&T, this is a transaction to Greece to acquire Xander, and Microsoft acquisition of Xander, so AT&T spinning that off, and it's subject to some closing conditions. That's all I'm seeing. Not crazy movement in the stock yet, but there's one name that you talked about just there, next on the watch list, and it's in the chip space, NVIDIA. Look, they got top pick from UBS. They're up 3%. I just wanted to make sure we got to this name. This one looks very, very interesting, especially you had that double top from yesterday at about 281. So thoughts on NVIDIA. We just talked about Micron, but the vehicle that I think most want to be driving for the day trade might be NVIDIA. It's been relatively weak, as it had such a great run to the upside. But what are our thoughts here going into this one?
NVIDIA is, we talked about this trade from yesterday. NVIDIA, I was looking, yesterday I was saying north of 280. If there's a setup on the short side, I want to look for shorts, preferably above 280. It set up like 278 something. I was like, I don't know about the risk. And then I kind of let it go, and it did fall off a little bit in the morning. Well, not a little bit, it fell off to like 272. Here we are rallying right into that same zone. I still have that 290 marked off. As long as we fade out once again in this zone, I'm going to go for the short. The short trigger for me at the moment is about 284. So as long as we get below 284, I want to see how much buying is left below 284. So I won't jump in right away, but I am open to the idea of shorting south of 284 as long as buying doesn't come as soon as we dip south of there. So I'll put up the $6 in risk or so. Pretty much from 280 into 290, I'm open to the idea of shorting NVIDIA as long as we set it up. And the way I'm looking at it, 284 would be the first marker for me. So we are looking at NVIDIA, but just not on the upside, even though it's up. It's up in the pre-market about almost 3%, 2.89%, but I am looking to fade this. As long as we sit inside the zone, I am looking to fade this. It's interesting, though, because some of these names are starting to line up together. The future's getting closer to that short trigger, south of 95. NVIDIA, it's kind of $1 away. It is falling off a little bit. Boeing is resisting this 191, but I've already mentioned about Boeing. I'm going to run Boeing on its own, even if I take a futures position short and an NVIDIA short. I'll let Boeing ride itself out on the long side just because it's got its own little setup. So I'm not going to kind of interfere with that. And then Rally, we're protecting whatever's left. We've got south of 680 on Rally, right? So we're okay in terms of reads. It's just now I'm starting to notice that things are starting to line up on the short side. So maybe shorts would be the better attempt. But Here's the one hurdle that you have to get past as I say this, though. In about 2 minutes or so, NASDAQ imbalances come out. That's going to change the game if these imbalances are large enough, and NVIDIA will have an imbalance. And right now you're seeing New York updates. T is the largest, AT&T largest at 458. But in about 2 minutes at 9:25, we should get the first update, or in about in about 30 seconds or so, we should get the first update from NASDAQ on what these imbalances look like. So you might see NVIDIA pop, and if that's the case, hey, we're safe. As long as it does this above 284, we're perfectly fine.
Are you in right now?
No.
Oh,
I'm waiting
okay.
for the short below 284.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the long. So I'm sitting right here at 282.
Oh boy.
Waiting to take the long here on NVIDIA. I really like the name. I mean, like I said, let's hit that Santa one more time, Rob. Let's hit that Santa one more time there, buddy. Santa Claus rally going to come through, and he's going to carry a bunch of GPUs on his back, and they're going to have the NVIDIA sticker on them. So let's wait to see if that's going to be the truth here for Santa Claus coming through. And then just before I throw it over to the big screen there, AMC, a lot of people talking about that one. Let's see if we take out some of these highs here, 30.25 or so. I do have a 30.50 punch long as well on AMC. We've had a nice little rally the last couple days on this name, and here's 30.50 right into here, some of these drop spots right there. So let's see if we could take that out. 30.50 initial long here, not in yet, but if AMC does pop that, we're going to take it through. Sava now halted as well. Go over to the big screen.
Cassava Science is halted. I'm going to get to ARDS. Their antibody cocktail has proved effective versus the Omicron variant, up 64% on the session. So in the pre-market so far, you will see on the daily chart, we're already churning right through this 420 area here. And that's of concern as we're starting to consolidate at that price. If you go way further back, you do see some resistance around $6. Were it to break that $5 high, this is a low floater. I think it has a chance to get to that 6. But as we're consolidating lower, I'm looking for the pop and fade. This chart doesn't show up, but I'm on the offer in front of that 460 level, 450s to 460s. The other one I'm watching is going to be SOPA. You know about that runner from yesterday's action being added to the Russell. It's headed to the downside, but there is a double top worth noting. Our slide over to the next page not working, but we'll get to that symbol. Certainly a mover that I know you guys are already watching.
SOPA. Just an update. I picked up some MU longs, micron longs off the imbalance. So my bid got filled here. Pretty much as soon as I got
filled. Where did it go down to?
50 and change. I got 53s, and it's at 82. So as soon as I got filled, it just popped right off the imbalance. So I'm now long 3 times as I'm still looking to short the futures. This is going to be an interesting approach here. Anyone who's looking for imbalance locators, here we go. Largest is Naked, NAKD. Or it's not naked, but we're calling it naked, NAKD. Buy side 225, that's on NASDAQ. CCL is the largest in New York at 420 to the buy side. Not a whole lot else. Everything else is small. I'm curious where Micron was, because it's not even at the top of the list here, but it did dip off of that little move here, and it's already up like 60 cents. So great little fill there off the imbalance. As Boeing comes off, futures flirting with the 95, so we'll look to maybe short the futures. Again, I'm going to wait to see how the futures react below 95 before I go for the short, but I am very close to going for that short. Right now, we've got the Rally long, 35 cents in the money, Micron long, 50 cents in the money, and Boeing at 10 cents in the money. Boeing's the one that concerns me the most a little bit. Just the way it's moving around that 191. 191 might be a problem, and we might actually just fall off. But I'll keep an eye on this, see how we open, and if it doesn't look good, I may just cut this as well.
I like the SOPA long, but it's got to break through 13, I think, for that. I got to say a shout out to Jacqueline. Hey, what's up, Jacqueline? I haven't seen you in a while. Miss Jacqueline Cobb back in the chat. I've been asking about you because I want to ask you about Upstart. You can see right here, thank you so much again. Big super chat to Greek NYC. We have a great, come to the Danforth, great little Greek town and Greek food there in Toronto. And a big thank you to Noah. Thoughts on EA? Yeah, we'll check out EA in a second. Thank you, Noah, for that one. But Sava here, news pending, halted, been a really interesting morning for them. Let's see what comes out for that. Not going to look at it now. News pending. Could open up whenever. EA Sports, again, it's in the game. Let's see what that stock's doing. And it's been beat down a little bit from 145 highs back into 131. Honestly, 1,000 shares volume, not going to be worth looking at it, but it is taking out these tops. So you do have a nice 130 base here on EA Sports. So thank you for that question. All right, what else are we looking at, man? I have a lot of pending orders. Micron, you already talked about that. I like
Sava. Talk about Sava. A lot of people are asking about Sava.
Who cares? It's halted news pending, nothing to do. We have to wait for that news to come out. We just talked about it. I mean,
oh, you did talk.
Wait a second. Your line is who cares? cares?
Yeah,
I
that
can't
is
believe
what
I just said that. But no, we care about it, but it is news pending. Neil's on the desk. If something comes out with Sava, I mean, we could look at levels, but who knows? I mean, if it's an acceptance of their cocktail, then great. If it's not, then we'll have to see what happens. But here's Palantir, some defense down here, 17. So we do have some lower bids. And I do like this SoFi long that we're in as well. Miss V getting ready with only 30 seconds left to ring the bell. I like a SoFi long down here. There's a few things that could pop through. I'm actually bidding SoFi's in the 70s, so we can get that. Let's see what happens near 1450, guys. This could be a very, very interesting morning. I'm littered on the bids, man. Micron, Nikola, Nvidia, Palantir, Rely. I want to reload on Rely, Rivian as well, and SoFi.
All right.
Countdown. Oh, we missed it. Too late. Don't even bother with it now.
Attention.
And we only have now 5 seconds to go here as the countdown did not get triggered. 3, 2, and 1. The market is now open, so let's get ready to rock and roll. Nothing filling for me early, but we are watching SoFi. We do have a low dip here. Let's see if we can get some SoFi love.
Yeah, what do we got here? Micron taking off 90 cents in the money. Rely going back up. What is going on with Rely? It's up
the beast.
70, taking off to the upside. And Boeing sitting at flat roughly. Futures bouncing off that 95, so we're not going to go short on futures just yet. We're just going to ride Micron to the upside. Wow, taking off to the upside. Maybe we can get that 90 that Neil was talking about very quickly. Got fortunate with the fill off the imbalance, so we're sitting pretty there. There goes Boeing to the upside now, 13 cents in the money. As I say that, Micron comes right back down. Okay.
Yeah, watch out. The NASDAQ here is falling down a little bit here. So we did just punch into some more SoFi there. But I want to look at Palantir. Palantir dips to 1810. Are you kidding me? We're at 1805, but that's okay. Palantir hopefully can come back in and fill us there. We did punch a little bit more long on SoFi here. So we take an 85 bid here on SoFi. So that's a stock that we've have on our watch list, and we're looking for that one as well. There goes Nvidia right down to those levels, 84 now for Nvidia. Wow, what was I? I was waiting at 82. What? Oh my God, 82 even. It went to 82.30 for Nvidia. So I think this may be worth it. But you see the market starting to go back up. Nvidia not really cracking there. We do take a Nikola long though. This is the one that we again. I don't love Nikola. Don't get me wrong, but we are trying to defend this against this $9. So right now we have Nikola long. We have Relay long, and we have SoFi long, and it sucks that we didn't get that fill down low here on Nvidia, but it may still come in, guys. SoFi 4 cents only in the money.
Yeah, and I am trying to get myself some shorts on Nvidia actually. As I say that, Boeing takes off to the upside. Okay, Boeing's gone now. Boeing, nice little pop here right off that 190 marker. Here we are at 191. Remember, I'm long at 190.40, so we are running strong here. $1.14 in the money at the moment. Damn, I just missed that Nvidia short. I was sitting at 84. Okay, I'll leave the order. I do like the Nvidia on the short side. That trade is still in play. I still like the short, so we're going to leave it alone. Neil?
Yeah, just news here on like Cassava Sciences. Look, you did have, they've been informed by the Neuroscience Journal there is no evidence to support claims of data manipulation in 2005. On the 17th, they did say there was an expression of concern. So that's the update that I'm seeing here on Cassava Sciences. Issued a subsequent saying there's no concern. Currently, it looks like it's 49.13. It's saying it's going to open and potentially flat here. So if I get any further updates, we'll get them to you. But Cassava Science is still halted news pending.
Halted news pending. That's always a dangerous situation, especially with how it's moved in the pre-market from 58 down to 45. Interestingly enough, 45 was the level that I was actually looking at. I was like, on the daily, if we got below 45, I'd be like, that's going to be a potential issue there, because that would have been the last level of support you would have seen on the daily that still hadn't been cleared. On the way down, on the way up, everything was blown up, but on the way down, that would have been the last little bit of support that hadn't been cleared.
There we go.
Nice little bounce off of 45, and then we go news pending. Oh, I'm still trying to get these Nvidia shorts. We're getting close, but not getting any fills. Damn it. And Rely looks like Rely is going to just get us out in the remaining portion here. We've already cashed out, net out positive on Rely. So even if this comes off south of 680, we'll walk away from this positive. And Boeing still going strong. Here we are at 192.50. That's a nice little $2.13 in the money. I've got some targets up here. You see that red line? That's just sitting south of 193.50. The thing though is I'll move that down if I need to, just because of the way it's the zone that's entering around 193. There's my fill on Nvidia. As we enter 193, I'm going to start to protect a little bit more of Boeing, but I want to maybe get an extension and maybe get a lucky fill north of 193. But if we can't, I'll just move it down, protect some profit there.
Yeah, so right now we're just starting to ring some registers a little bit here as the money's flying in. Nikola, we take that long. We just took about 7, 8, 9, 10 cents on that one. A few different outs on that. SoFi continues to work, man. This was the one that we like the most. I mean, this is on our watch list. It's one of the #1 stocks for me here as we hold this. Nikola going. AMC, we're in AMC. And AMC ripped for me, and I didn't get anything out. Trying to hold this a little bit here. We will take a first part out at 80 if it goes up there. You know, we'll take that small 20, 30 cents, and then we'll see if we can get above 30 bucks. So right now, AMC dipping down into 29.50. We talked about 29.50. So when it comes down here, we should take it, and that is what we just did. So we are into that trade right now. NVIDIA just came in, man, 282. So let's see if this one wants to hold. It doesn't look like it. NASDAQ puking down here. So that could be a great call there, Arun. We'll see about this breaking through here, like 279 or so on NVIDIA. Could crash through a lot faster than we think. So that's coming in right now in a big red candle to the downside here for NVDA. Just looking here, not much in the way. We may just have to get out. Yeah, break through 280, man. We got to get out of that one. And we were almost out. We took a nice trade, not almost out, but it just resisted that 50 level. We have a trade here in Rivian. We like the short, and I'm going to try to hold this short up until this 96.50 area up here on Rivian. So we'll try to average in on this one, but right now Rivian, a name that's obviously of concern for me. We're out $1 or so on this name, so we'll be averaging into this, just not yet. 96.50 is my out, so we have to watch out for that one. There goes AMC, guys. Yes, sir. The Diamond Hand Man is in the building. I don't know if this is Diamond Hand or not, but all the way back up to the high for AMC. Let's take another piece out as we say Diamond Hands. 29.50, bang, bang, bang. Now let's hold this AMC all clear on this one, Arun. So hopefully that can keep going to the upside. SoFi, a nice trade for us. Rely, we reloaded on Rely to the downside. Let's see if that can hold. NVIDIA and Nikola, everything going up, man. Nice trade here for me on AMC.
Yeah, some nice little winners here. The big one that I just cashed out of, Boeing. There we go. Who likes $3 in cash? There you go, $3 a share in cash, got out some there. So here we are, 193.50 on the first portion, and we're gonna ride the rest. That's sitting at $3.15 in the money at the moment. And at the same time, while I've got that long, I've got NVIDIA on the short side doing some cash dances, I guess. That's also $2 in the money, that 284 short. Here we are riding that move down. So I'm in a nice little spot here because I've got the short, I've got the read, and I've got the location. So all I got to do at this point is wait. Wait to see when we can get through this 280. Now, I see that support point. There's a minor support point here around that 281, but if we can clear that, we've got the major resistance level that'll drive this thing back down. So I do have to be aware of how we trade around that 281 and change, but at the same time, I'm going to give it the space to move. So for now, we've got NVIDIA long up 220, NVIDIA short up 220, Boeing long almost up $4 now, and Micron is out $1. But I mean, Micron was one of those situations where it was a nice little spike initially and then a complete spin afterwards. But the stop on this is south of 86, so we'll let that one kind of work itself out and then find some more trades.
Yeah, so we just spun long there at 30.50. I don't know if this is going to work or not on AMC as it just continues to make moves to the upside there. Rivian, it looks like we just got blown out of Rivian, man. What a horrible trade that was, as we were wrong for days on that one, it looks like, there on Rivian, as that just continues to make a move to the upside. Let's see if we can cash out some of this AMC now as we are at a key level, but we just did punch in more there at 30.50. So we'll take a small spot out. It just may have gone a little too high. Let's just see what happens here. Hopefully it continues its march back up to the upside. Man, that Rivian, guys, sorry about that. That was a horrible trade there. I thought the short was going to be good for that, and it just doesn't look like that came in today. Oh, man, that sucks. But we'll punch the long. We'll take a little bit out now long on Rivian as we reverse that position. So sucks, but the damage is definitely fine for that one. There goes AMD right now. NVIDIA trying. We'll see about that 284. I know you and I, Arun, are the wrong way on this, or the opposite way. Who knows who's going to be right or wrong? But that is the case right now on NVIDIA. We're winning on absolutely everything. It just sucks that Rivian trade there blew up a little bit for me.
Yeah, the thing with the NVIDIA position is that we can both actually end up making money, because our time frames are so different, right? My range is much wider than yours, so you could be long and it could go up to like 286 or something, cash out $4, and I could still be short. It could later on the day, it could still come back down. So I've committed to this trade up till 290. So it could end up in a situation where both trades end up working. So here we are waiting for them. As I say that, Micron just came up here, popped just north of 88.50.
Yeah,
so
we got a
back
big
in the
winner on
money
Micron here.
On Micron here. We're still long. We're still okay. 86 is a stop. I'm still looking for some more trades here. I just noticed that Upstart just popped up off on my radar here. Why did Upstart pop off just north of 140? Okay, yeah, I see why. Okay, so Upstart, I was keeping an eye on Upstart north of 140 because of the way it was trading in the last few days. If we can get above and stay above 140, I'm going to go ahead and get a long on Upstart as well, but it's not there. It's not ready just yet. We're going to wait a little bit more, but there is a trade coming on Upstart as long as we can maintain the buy strength. And going back to the futures, remember I said 290 or 4595.
Oh.
Get below, stay below, right? As long as we can get below and stay below, we're going to go for the short. Never got really below. I mean, if you consider 1 point below as enough, that's not. Here we are bouncing right off that 4595. That level is still available. So as long as we get back underneath and we stay underneath, the short is still in play on the futures. But for now, respect the fact that the market wants to bounce off this 4595. So we're going to wait for this. Hold the longs that we've got, the two longs, the Micron, the Boeing longs, and then NVIDIA popping back off towards 283. So going up now. Still in the money, but not as much as before. And so markets are kind of all over the place, but the short, it's interesting because the shorts and the longs are working out for what I've got, and the futures are running and now running back to the downside. So they are all over the place. So respect how the market wants to play today. And for now, we're just going to keep an eye on Upstart and whether we can stay above 140.
Man, we walking on water today, man. The only thing we screwed up was that Rivian. So we're going to go absolutely beast mode on a lot of these names today, guys. Micron, look at that bid, man. 87.50. We talked about that being in there. We just took $1.40 on the Micron trade. We actually, and it's funny you said that, Arun, because NVIDIA goes right up to VWAP, and I covered half. Yeah, so we're in at 82, we're out at 83. That's $1 on that side of that trade. So far, so good on that, right? And so you might be right there. We could both get away with a victory lap here on NVIDIA. Let's hopefully both of us will win, but so far I'm waiting for a breakdown here of 279. So again, longer time frames do matter on this play. And check out SoFi, guys. You want to talk about a Gronk spike. We've talked about SoFi out there above 15. That's a key level for us, so we take that out. And then, man, did we ever hit AMC long 29.50, then long again here at 30.50, out 30.90s, 30.80s, and so on and so forth. So big trade alert here for AMC as well. What's up, Neil?
Shares of Rite Aid actually reported last night there. They were down initially, now up at highs of the day. Their CEO saying COVID-19 testing is here to stay, along with the vaccines. People in New York are getting boosters, he's saying, like none other. Up now 13%. It just reversed off of highs. So Rite Aid, another name reporting earnings, was down initially in the pre-market. Then the CEO started coming with some comments, and now up $2 since he begun speaking.
Oh, man, I was just saying, like, I could have just absolutely destroyed this Rivian. Like, you just got to wait for your prices. Like, if I just wait for 96.50 instead of using that as my out, like, you know, now we're laughing. But it's our negative stock of the day is going to be that, so it is what it is. You might see me still in Rely. It's because we're relying on this 620 to hold. So as long as that holds, we'll stay in this name, see if it can get another bump upside, like 740, 750. We'll put an offer there and see. There goes Micron. Let's go, man. Barbecuing up these profits now for Micron. Check out that bid. 87.50, guys. We talked about that here. Like, check out the sticky note here for Micron, guys. And then we'll go over to Valeria or Neil or whoever it was. Here it is. Micron support at 87. Also, there's the AMC long support at 87 for Micron. We'll put this in the chat, but there it is. Micron now $90. So yeah, I guess that support held pretty good. Micron right now $2+ in the money. What's up, V?
Hey, Sean, Dominic Famularis sent a super chat saying PTPI, woot, and indeed stock is up around 16%. Can you take a look at PTPI when you have time?
Sure, yeah, we can look at lots of different names here. It's a little different here than Market Movers where, you know, like I'm actively trading this, Dominic. So we are looking for these names, and I'll get that to you. Ms. V, if you could just put that symbol in the chat there as I was working on some of these positions. So I will look at that for you, Mr. Dominic. So thank you so much for that. And again, I just apologize, man. I'm just super busy. I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, and they're all long. So yeah, your boy got to manage some of this because the market's coming to the downside. I can't can't even imagine if, hit it again, Robbie, if you have that Santa Claus. If Santa can come to town right now, that would be nice because we do need a little bit of a boost. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see Lucas there. We do need a little bit of a boost upside here if we can get it. But here's Relay starting to go again. We do have an offer just before 7. So if we can get filled here, that'd be nice. Just before 7 on Relay. We are long 65 now. We'll see if we can take a quick 30 cents, guys.
Yeah, okay, so I've got 2 longs, 1 short, all of them deep in the money. We got Boeing $3.50 in the money. NVIDIA's up $3. I've taken some out on NVIDIA. Remember I talked about this minor level around 81 that I got to worry about? It seems like there's some volume coming in here. Although I like the longer short, or the much larger short, I'm still going to respect this 81, so I've taken some out. We're going to let the rest ride. We're about $3.27 in the money on this one, and that one's going well, so we're going to leave it alone. Rest of it, leave it alone, right? We're going to leave the original stop. Nothing's changed. Trail stop on Boeing has moved up. We're going to move that up just south of 192. That way, we're locking in about $1.50. That's up $3.50. So we're giving up $2.50 just to see how this trades out. So sometimes you do have to let trades move and kind of breathe, as I say often. So the Boeing, it's doing fine on its own. Just manage it properly. And Micron's taking off. Here we go. We got that long.
Let's go.
The imbalance on Micron here at 88.50. Got a nice little pop. A little drop, and then here we go at 90. Now that's sitting up $1.39 in the money. Upstart fell off from that 140, so Upstart long is a no-go, but the future short is a go. I just got to get these prices back, so I'm not going to pay into the 90s, but I am actually. You know what? Should I pay into the 90s? No, I'm not going to pay into the 90s, but I do want to see a move up to towards that 95, and I am going to actively look for some short. I actually do have an order out there looking for some fills south of 95, so I am going to go for some shorts on futures as well.
There's Relay.
What did you say, Sean?
Do you still have that Relay? It just popped above 7. I just didn't know if you...
No, I gave up on that.
Oh, you gave up on that one? Okay, sorry. I just was noticing that because sometimes we miss these high flyers. So I want to let you know. You saved me on one of these. I forget what it was a couple days ago. You're like, oh my God, that stock just popped and we were able to get it out. So want to remind everybody, there's Relay. So yes, sir, the money comes flying in here on your Boeing trade. Okay, that was supposed to be the airplane flying in there, that pizza guy. But so, yeah, we'll work on the board here. It's way off, but that's what makes it fun. We never know what we're going to hit. Okay, check out AMC as well. Here we go. Hit the flying guy again. Pizza guy coming through. There it is, 31.50 there for AMC. So AMC buy 29, buy 30.50s, bang, 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 and then a bam at the end of that to get going on the outside. There goes Relay again. That still making some new highs here. Well, not new highs, but take out VWAP there. Let's see if we can get back to these pre-market highs of 7.50 on Relay, and then NVIDIA. Looks like, again, if we drop below, where's my price going to be? 278.50. So we're getting very, very close to that. The NASDAQ, man, I don't know. It doesn't look like it wants to hold this. One more shot here on NVIDIA. It's been a monster day for me, man. Micron, $3 in the money. AMC's been an absolute monster for me. Relay now $1 in the money and going. And then you guys saw the damage that we did there on SoFi. I'm still holding some of these just because I don't believe I want to get out on this move down. So that's why you're going to see me still in some of these positions. But we definitely cashed out on the high side on a lot of these trades. So far, so good, man. You're definitely good luck here, Arun. And Neil's bringing the news to us. This has been a good one, man. Your NVIDIA short definitely making some nice moves here as well. It went down to 279.50.
Yeah, I'm looking at BFRI. Shout out to you, Scott. I saw your message there to keep an eye on BFRI. It was halted. It reopened at 11.98 and now it's moving up again. Is it going to go for another halt? If it does, I want to participate in this because it does look like it's going to be quite aggressive here. So I just don't. Oh, that's 13.
The BFRI. Oh, Neil just put that in now. I thought BFRI halted, but it might halt now again. We'll see. I'm on the bid to get this if it does halt through. No. Let's go to Neil quickly, but I'm not getting any shares here on the bid.
Yet, anyways.
You're not the only one. I didn't get any shares either. I put this one in the chat for you guys in the morning quickly because BFRI and Sava were both running upside on some social media buzz. And remember, BFRI, that is a low floater, guys. Ultimately, it's got a $3.6 million free float. $3.6 million free float. Much like you guys, I was looking to catch that long halt to the upside. I didn't get it. Now up 75%. So another runner here. This one, you've seen it go before. Now it's through those highs at $11 and continuing to run, although no specific news.
I just got distracted like crazy there on NVIDIA, on BFRI, because NVIDIA, guys, we did buy that bottom at 280, and now I'm sitting here. Give me this bid right now. 82s we need. I mean, I need an offer, but I need a bid to get going there. We're sitting here near 82, a little bit higher than that. It just tested 36s, so let's see if we can get this out. We are now $2 in the money on NVIDIA on this averaged out price now of I guess. We were $2 in the money. It's 281 is the average price that we had there. So let's see if we can take it out. I was looking at VWAP there. It is now fading back down. That BFRI stung me there. Look at Rally now, halted, and guess what? Cha-ching! We've got this one on as well. So right now, Rally halted, Rely, Rally halted. We're long, beautifully long right there at 650, man. So that's a good long for us. We'll hold out for that one. We are in the money a lot right now on a lot of these trades, guys. Micron, $2 and change. AMC, 50 cents. Nikola can go to hell, but it's been okay. That's been a good one for us. NVIDIA, yeah, we need to bump up. Then we can celebrate that one. Rely, halted, and then SoFi just bouncing around. But again, we've already taken most of these out, so we're just chilling out on the upside now as there goes NVIDIA just turning right around. Will the NASDAQ ever hit it one more time there, Rob? Let's go. Let's make sure that we can get Santa to come through. Not against your position, Arun. We just hope that the market can rally off some of these bottoms because your boy is 6 times long.
Yeah, well, I mean, NVIDIA, again, it was that 281 level, which was somewhat of a concern. Now it's a much bigger concern. So I've already cashed some out. I'm not going to get the rest out, but I'm going to start moving this stop down. So at least in the event that it pops up, I'm not stuck in the short. The short could be there, but maybe I can reprice it later. I'm still trying to get some future shorts as well there. So I'm just going to go ahead and move the NVIDIA trigger so that I'm locking in something, even if we were to pop off a little bit, because it's got some support here, which I thought was small. Now it's looking like it's going to be a lot bigger, so I do have to protect against the eventual move through this 280 if we bounce up. Scott, thank you for, I can't thank you enough, because this is not a stock I would typically look at, but then I saw your message, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, and then I saw the movement, I'm like, I'm going to jump in. I got long just before it halted, or as it halted, 1335 opening print. Looks like it's going to be at 1396, 99. It's moving around. So it's going to be around 14 at the moment. Obviously, we've got about, how much time do we have left?
I still hate your guts.
Well, I mean, you should have looked at the message, Scott. Put it out there.
No, because we already talked about it. You were on ARCA.
They paid
I was on
me.
every free one. I was willing to pay for the shares. Anyways, great.
Yeah, I got
great
ARCA, Phil, so I got credits for getting that, Phil. So someone paid me to give me the shares.
Damn you, Arun.
Damn
you, Arun.
947. We should be opening out.
Look at this market, man. Santa Claus.
Yeah, I guess Santa Claus for some people. Hopefully the futures run up, because I still want that short on the future, especially at these prices. So Boeing still, the plane that could, is still going strong here. I moved the trailing stop just out of 93. So we are long. We're long, locking in about $2.50 there. NVIDIA, we moved the trigger up, so we're locking in at least another $1. Micron, we've moved the trigger up as well, so we're locking in at least 40, 50 cents or so. The only position, actually, they're all locked in. I'm going to end up, even if I get stopped out on all of them, I'm going to make money. The only one that's up in the air is BFRI, which depends on the opening price. I'm going to dump some on the opening print. So I've got the on-open trigger out there, or the on-open order. So as soon as the opening print goes off, I'll get out, and we should be opening in about 40 seconds or so. So as soon as we get the opening print, I'm going to be dumping some, and the rest I'll hold. Depending on how we kind of trade after that, if we start to go to the downside, I'll just get out the rest and walk away from this as a whole. But for now, it does look like 1368, 1358. It is moving down, 1358. So 20-cent gap up from the open is what we're looking at. Or from
and Rely just opened up there to 825. I'm on the offer there at 825. It actually came out at 799. This could fade back down. As Rely, we did not get out there. We should have. It's probably going to halt to the downside right now on some crazy movement here on Rely. I just tried, man. I offered 825 as soon as I saw it and missed it. So here it comes right back down. This could get cracked one more time. So yeah, a lot of these stocks falling down. I just want to say what was a roller coaster ride is getting close to being ended now for me as NVIDIA.
Walk away from that one.
BFRI?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some out. I made I made 10 cents on the first half. 45 was the open, and then I dumped the rest. So I did not end up net losing on that position. I'm going to walk away from it. Sometimes that's what you got to worry about, right? When the open is like that, you dump as much as you can on the open, and then you hold the rest to see how it moves. This could easily halt to the downside with the way that it's flowing. So I'm going to walk away from that. I've kind of I'm slightly net negative because of the secondary exit, but I'm okay. Boeing's still going strong. NVIDIA coming back up a little bit. Okay, I'm still going to walk away with some money, and then Micron up $1 or so. We're going to look for some new trades. I just noticed that Upstart went back towards that 140, so maybe some longs are on board for Upstart. We got to get up there, though. It's got to get going. It is backing away from that 140, but I do want to keep an eye on Upstart, so I'll move that in its place. What am I going to do? I'll move Upstart into NVIDIA's chart, and we'll keep an eye on that 140, see if we can actually get a long north of there.
All right. Yeah, I mean, what a fantastic day this has been, man, including this Micron trade. I just want to give everyone an update here. We are going to be getting out of Micron if it does break below this like 88.60 area. I'm just trying to give this some love right here. That's where my first out was. But now that I look at this, it's almost a little bit better here as we've been hanging outside. Maybe this 89 break here for Micron is something that we really need to be concerned about as most. I have 5% of my AMC position, so those of you guys that are like watching this fall down, it's not doing anything to me. So hopefully I can get out at some point here on AMC near the high side. Whoopsies, I don't want to sell that for a Micron. I was just getting this order ready here for 89 break. Like if we break below 89, I think that's a good enough risk here for me just to get out of that trade. So we'll put that through and then cancel my other couple stop orders that we had here on Micron a little bit lower. And that's just something that I want to suggest to you guys. As you're sitting here looking at stock, make sure that you don't have too many orders left out because you don't want to get punched into something and then the wrong way. For example, you have a pending sell order here and then it goes down and then you have another sell and the next thing you know you're short in a name you don't want to be. But look at the market, man. Good thing we did cash out that NVIDIA. We still have a small piece on, but you can see it's coming back to the downside now. So the NASDAQ can't seem to make a bottom here, just wants to fall down. So NASDAQ was up that 1.13%. Still a positive day, but there are giving back. It is giving some back here as the market continues to roll forward to the downside. It looks like we're almost out of NVIDIA. A little bit lower than this, like 88. There it is. I was going to say 88.90. There's the crack out on Micron. So that's a good one for me, man. We didn't take out the ultimate high. Whatever. We got to let these stocks breathe a little bit. So I think we did a decent job there on Micron of holding that. Should have took it out. I got to do better on my risk to reward. So that was a good trade though. But NVIDIA right now, the one that I'm most worried about, 50 cents in the money. Rely just bouncing around right now. I'm still waiting for $8. Hopefully that'll fill.
Yeah, I'm just going through my list here. What else can I trade? I'm looking at Apple. I had Apple potentially as a long, but I mean, that's kind of out the door now. I was looking at Apple on the buy side here, south of, what was it? If it got below 172 with the potential, oh no, I was looking, yeah, that's right. 172, I was looking for potential support here around this 170-ish. But then I'm just like, you know what? If I'm going to have to put up the $2 in risk, can I guarantee a move past the $2? I don't know if I can get below 170. There's a decent amount of support here. So we are going to walk away from that Apple potential. But Upstart is the one I'm looking at. I think that's more critical. That's probably more imminent as well. It's hesitating big time. Let's take a quick look at what Upstart looks like. Oh, that's why. Okay, the spread is like 50 cents to $1 at times. That's okay. So we can't jump on board on something like this. I didn't know what the level 2 looks like or level 2 looked like at the time. I was just basing it on the chart. Micron, we should be getting out of Micron soon. Why not? Oh, I put the wrong. Oh my God. Okay, let me get.
Yeah, I cashed out of that one as that cracked a little. I'll let you put that out now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just took more long. We took more long.
No, I got out of Micron.
Oh, no, not you. I was talking about myself here, about my English language abilities here. We are longer now. We took more shares long. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Of AMC here. So, again, it comes back down. We test VWAP here. We take it. This is where we punched our ticket the first time. So now AMC continues to work here. We might as well. I mean, if I can take some out at 78. I know Niagara Charlie, I see you there on the chat, so don't worry. I am trying to go some long, but my idea is sometimes to scalp out, right? And I mean, when we're doing these kind of back and forth and we can get paid to trade and things like that, I will always hold some for longer, especially on this name, man. AMC's been a monster for me the last couple of days, and you guys know that. So let's just continue with the momentum to the upside here on AMC. We love that stock, man. There you go. Come on, just get me out. Well, I'm trying to take 20 pennies initially on the first trade here, so let's just do that. There it is. So that's a nice little win there. We'll cook up some more profits here. Yeah, let's go. Now let's go AMC. Next out right around here. 31.10 or so on AMC. So let's just put the order and sit right there and get rebates like Arun did. So we'll sit there and get some out at 31.10 if we can on that name. Looks like Rally Man had a real hard time. Put some relish on that hot dog. It had some hard times there at 750. What a great trade that would have been to get out. Like, that would look awesome if I had that 820. I have an 825 offer right now. It's not in the account, but that would be amazing if it was. We missed that trade. So right now we'll wait again, see if we get another pop up here. I feel stupid on Rally because we should have taken that profit when it got out. We took a nice trade there though. So in here, out for about 50 cents, and then in again here at 660, out at 7, so another 50 cents. So we're up about 60 or 70, 80 cents or so on Rely. Let's see where it goes. Neil's got another one for us.
Yeah, well, I mean, not a name that you guys are unfamiliar with, but Carnival Cruise Lines. Look, they take delivery. Ada Cruises take delivery of a new cruise ship, and they reported earnings, Carnival, and just sort of looking at that. What I think is not a headline that would make it move up 6%, but just pushed again to the high of the day through $20. So the recovery is on in Carnival. Post earnings, you saw yesterday with their cash burn lower than anticipated. Right through some resistance here at 20 even on the daily chart, as I can maybe zoom in, you can see a little better. Right into some resistance that it's trying to break out of. Strong name in what is a bit of a falling market here after some rally. So good look for Carnival.
Good look for Carnival. Ugh, not a good look for Micron.
20 bucks.
Damn it. Look at the exit on. I got out right here. I got out like 7 cents from where it just bottomed out a few minutes ago.
What price did you get?
I got like 70.
Yeah, I got 81s.
Okay.
So aren't we smart?
Right? We both got out, and then it's trading at 89.50, and it took like, what, 60-something cents from where we are. So, okay, that's not helpful. But Micron looks like it's still a good long, but we just got out of it. So I walked away with like a 20-something, a 30-cent winner or so. Still looking good. But the two winners that I still have that are doing just fine, Boeing still going strong, $5.30 in the money.
Sava's open.
It's open?
Yeah.
We've already locked in some money. And then the other one, NVIDIA. Let's take a quick look at Sava. What's Sava doing? Remember that 45 was the area. Gap up, flash down, back to the upside towards the 56 area. What, the high is 58.71? Okay. I mean, 45 for me. I'm going to set an alert off for this because now I want to play with that 45. That was an area I was looking at in the pre-market based on the daily. And now the fact that we bounced right off of it makes me think that if we were to take that 45, I definitely want to participate on the downside. To the upside, it depends. It depends on how we trade as we get closer to that 45. I'm not as confident on the upside as I am on the downside on Sava futures. I've still got that order. I'm still trying to get some fills south of 45.95. I'm not willing to step in as I say that. Upstart just
Sava's shitting the bed too.
141 and change. So now we can actually get more confident with the long on Upstart. So I'm going to wait for this to kind of trade a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and put the order in as Boeing just takes off now, breaking 196.
Oh, man. Yeah, and AMC right now taking off as well. We did take it out at 80 there.
Yeah, Sava just halted again.
Oh, did it? I was just looking at it, and I was like...
it just halted.
Okay, down to 45. So there's your 45 level there. I mean, 48, 45 on the bid. I was actually going to take a 56 long or so if we tested up here. I thought the news got opened up. It was relatively good there, denying some of that... news. We'll get that story back for you again for that, but that is Sava right now once again halted for you. So what's been a very, very busy day for us today, Arun. AMC, again, I'm waiting for this 3105 area or so to come through. We take another 50 cents on this name. This has been a monster for me today, an absolute monster. My biggest stock of the day, bar none right now. Rivian can actually go to hell right now because it's right back in, like, we would be up, like, honestly, like, I don't have anything here. I'll just do this one. We'd be up some money for sure if we had held it, but we can't really dab up anything because we didn't hold anything. So right now, Rivian, again, we got in and out there on the high side. We took like 50-cent win, but we lost about $1.50 on the high side there for Rivian. So that one's been kind of a mess right there. AMC still bouncing around 31, man. Did we just take some out? It's bounced around 31 a couple times. I'm hoping for a break. This Rely, I mean... I'm still holding out for this bottom. I mean, if it breaks the bottom, we're out. We've already hit this a bit. We can't be negative on this. So hopefully Relay can still work for us. And I just did one. I know we're going to go to Valeria quickly, and I don't know if she's going to do this, but here's the like. Let's turn this like button around, man. We have an hour left to go. It's been a fantastic show, I think. We've traded everything for you, it seems like today. Looking at Sava, looking at everything. We haven't looked at SOPA. We'll do that when we get back from Miss V. What's up, Miss V?
Hey Sean, by the way, I'm trading that SOPA today, and indeed we just got 1,000 likes. Thank you so much, guys. It's already, we passed 10 a.m. and just 1,000 likes. We deserve much more, and I know it's a busy, exciting day, and I remind you, please smash the like button and support the community. And also, we've got a super chat with animation request. Can we get a gift horse or money, money, money? Sean, I know you like money, money one, so maybe you can hit it for Mitchell Williams. Back to you.
The hilarious thing, I don't even have it on my board. I don't even have the most famous money, money, money one is not on the board. So, hey, this is what happens around here. So, Rob, hit it. Let's go. Rob's got to put it on. We got to put it on the board. Rob, basically, I just need my old ones, whatever that is, Casper, whatever it is. I need that on the new one because there it is. Money, money, money today. And Arun, I don't know if you want to explain it, but your NVIDIA just went money, money, money to the downside as well. So a couple scalps here for me, and then eventually drop down to 278 as the futures just continue to shoot down.
Yeah, I don't have money, money, money. I don't use that. But what I do use is that right there, the sniper shot. Boom. Well, it's actually not boom, it's pew.
Pew, it's pew.
Boeing. Someone was asking, how's that Boeing doing? It looks like it's dropping some cash. That's what it looks like. Some cargo is carrying some money right here as we take off from 190 all the way to 196. That's $5.60 in the money. And the other big one, Sean was on one side, I was on the other. He made some money. We both made some money. And here we are, 284 short, now sitting on a $5.70 winner on the remaining portion of the NVIDIA position. The only other trade I'm looking to get into now is going to be Upstart and potentially futures if I can get the fill. I'm waiting for specific prices. If I can get that fill, I'd like to get involved. Sava, I was considering participating in the opening fill to the downside. It's now projecting to open at 46. If we open projection below 45, I'll step in. If we don't, if it's going to be above 45, I'm not getting involved. So for now, it does look like Sava wants to open $2 below where it closed. And we got Neil at the big screen.
Issues resolved. Now we'll get you to happening now. Trade those setups. That's why you can win in either direction, trading off those key levels. So good luck, both of you. That Santa Claus rally, look, it's not over yet. We're still in positive territory. We're up almost 1% on the ES to start the day. Now the S&P 500 at about 0.6% and holding steady. The Dow just under 1%. That was a lagger yesterday. You are seeing the Russell 2000 up 1.5%. So the small caps in general are moving. A bit more about that in just a quick second here. In Toronto, we're seeing actually strong moves up over 1%. So Canada, to be sure. Moving to an individual name, I wanted to show you two, but we can talk a little bit about Relay, which I know you guys are involved in. I'm in that as well. But ARDS, talked about the pop and fade here. They did have their drug, their antiviral cocktail, which showed effectiveness versus Omicron. That's why you had the gap up. We had this resistance at about 420. I would have loved to see it give a look at 460 at the open to fade off of. I actually had orders at 40 and 45. But once we got the pop and drop off that 420 on the daily, we entered now about 70 or 80 cents in the money. Going to hold on to this one to the downside. So small caps are on the move. Plenty else is very, very volatile here today. So keep up the good work.
All right, futures bouncing up a little bit. This helps. I want to grab some shorts on the future, so that any move to the upside helps. Another trade that I'm actually looking at now is TPTX. Can I get it up? There it goes. It's up 3.5% on the day here. Just took out 47.50. 47.50 seems to be a pretty big range. Let's pull out the daily. Look at that. Going back to about October or so. It's about this price point. I just want to see some more trading above it, and once I do, because the spread on it it's quite wide. It's a 50-cent spread, so even though it's above, actually, it's better off to show you guys than just talk about it. TPTX, this is what it looks like. 47.50, I said, but the spread is 50 cents. 25 on the bid, 72 on the offer. We need some more trading. It's only done 37,000. Actually, you know what? Yeah, maybe not. I just realized Why? The volume is non-existent. Okay, never mind. Ignore that. Ignore that. That's a dangerous game to play. We're going to go back to Upstart. Yeah, I just pulled up the chart. I was like, you know what? Maybe the TPTX looks pretty good. I was based on the technicals, but then I looked at the volume like, nope. Okay, so we're going to remove that. Back to Upstart we go. We're trying to get some fills just north of 141 on Upstart. Why Upstart? Let's pull up the daily on the Upstart. We've been supporting here, somewhat supporting here around 141, initially on the way down, then a little bit of resistance. Now we're clearing it. As long as I can get stability north of 140, I'm okay with the long. Given the amount of time we spent trying to get through this 140 and now we popped off just north of it, I'm going to go ahead and go for the long here. So I am bidding to get myself some Upstart longs as well. And what else we got? I got some other names as well that were moving up. Are futures moving up? No, they're going sideways. Futures are just
I don't
kind
know
of
what's going
doing
on
this.
here.
They've kind of found their base here around 80, looks like. Move. If you're going to play inside the range, it does look like it's going to be a range here, micro range. 05 up top, 80 down below. I don't mind playing inside the range if we're inside of a sell zone on the larger time frame. So I am looking to short around that 95 with the short stop north of 46.25-ish. It's a soft level, so I'll just gauge it when it gets up there on where the stop should be. So I am looking for longs. I've got the two longs. We got the Boeing, we're managing out. We've got the NVIDIA, we're managing out. And then we're trying to get some Upstart longs. And I do have some other alerts as well. The other name I was trying to get my hands on, is it taking off? Yeah. I'm trying to get my hands on some Goldman Sachs as well, GS, to the upside, just north of 376. I like the long there. Why? This is why.
Come on, AMC.
There you go. Sean's talking about AMC. I'm trying to get some Goldman Sachs longs just north of 376 here. It looks like that's been a support zone that kind of got flushed through, and now we're coming back in. So I'll take a shot at the long there as Sean talks about AMC.
Yeah, AMC was a good one, man. We'll go, wow. We don't really have to do that, but there it is. AMC, a nice move back up. We just got our 10s, like we said, so a nice move back to the upside here on AMC as the market is just getting absolutely pumped. We tried one more long on NVIDIA. It doesn't look like that's going to work for us on NVIDIA, but there's AMC, man. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with AMC from now on. This has been such a monster name here today and throughout. It seems like AMC this whole week has been absolutely hot fire, man. And then just an update. We did get out, just as you were talking there, we got out twice on SoFi as it's just started to move to the upside too much. Like the NASDAQ, like when the NASDAQ is doing this and some of these longs that we have kind of on like more random stocks, like a SoFi here, that, we'll take that out. So we'll play market sentiment, take some more SoFi out for a nice win, man, on that one. AMC's a nice win as well. Nicola's just kind of bouncing around. We haven't done much else over there. Micron, our outs are pretty good, Arun. We didn't like them, but now it looks like they're out. And then look at Tesla bouncing around. Oops, I don't want to put the wrong extension. Know what happened when that comes through? Bouncing around 900. It bounces off 901. I don't know if that's true or not. That very bottom, 899. I believe that was made obviously on this wick right there. So I still think we have a live bottom now at 900 right there. The one name that we got to that we forgot to get to that Ms. V brought to us, and I believe it was a Dominic name, so thank you so much for that, was PTPI. Maybe if you can remind us, maybe we could throw to Neil in a second about PTPI. It's a pharmaceutical, so obviously breaking higher right now on a 20-minute chart. That would have been the trade. So again, apologize, just looking at too many things here. Have 5 positions, but Dominic, if you gave us this name down here, so yeah, a pre-market break or whatever this break was there, not even pre-market, like this is a 20-minute break. Yesterday's high break there of 380 was a good one. So PTPI, let's go to Neil, get some updated news there, but $5 looks like a good hold spot there for PTPI.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. I mean, I still don't see any news. I popped in our little group chat that there was no news that I could find on PTPI, at least through Icon here. But it is only a 10 million share float, and has been a runner in the past. And then you look notably at some of those recent highs, $5 once, and then a couple of times failing at about $4.40. It actually just spiked and gave you a failed break through $5 as I was just watching. So, those are the key levels to watch here. Do always trade with caution with these low float names. You've seen how far they can run, how quickly they can go. Volatility not really going away here today. So, holiday shortened week, and these small caps are certainly still running. Overall market trying to hold up as well.
Yeah, as overall market's trying to hold up. I'm looking at
my water all over
Saba
Natalie
just
there.
broke that 45 area. I'm like, oh, Can I get should I take a fill is my question now, because I'm looking at the daily going, can we clear 44? There's a lot of, it's quite messy. I feel like I could spend my time elsewhere and get clearer reads. So I'd rather just not spend time on stuff. I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted here. I do see the short south of 45, but at the same time, I'm just like, what's the possibility that we actually make the risk back? Because if I take the short south of 45, like right there, I'd have to put up about $3 in risk. Can I get down to 42? And I'm looking at the daily going, do I have space down to 42? Maybe. It's a maybe. It's not confident enough to actually go for the short. I'd rather just kind of trade something else. So here we are, back to the drawing board, finding more names. As I say that though, we are comfortably in the money on NVIDIA. Short side, $6 in the money on NVIDIA on the short side, and Boeing, $6.41 in the money on Boeing as it goes it's flying. Let's go with flying. I was gonna say marching, but it is flying towards, and we're getting ever so closer to that 200 mark, which would be a nice little round number to kind of work with and close the day. I think that's a pretty good round number to kind of close the day. And we picked up that upstart long as well. We are long 141.13. That's up. I mean, I can't trust this. I need to look at the level 2 here. What's the level 2 look like? 18-cent spread. We're about 37 cents in the money, but I mean, it's upstart. 1.2 million shares with 50-cent spread now. So, you know, we'll count this cash after we actually end up getting out of this, because up until that point, it's still all up in the air. So we'll wait for this. On Upstart, Saba did break that 45, so we talked about that. Upstart, Microsoft was the other name that I actually have on my alert here. Why? Because I was looking for potential shorts. As long as we stayed below 325 and change, Microsoft could be a nice little short. This was a level I had marked off, but this alert went off early. I kind of missed that window here. I think 323 was a short. I think that trade's gone. That alert's been sitting there for a while I've been looking at different names. So I got a little late to that one there. Neil?
Another volume alert here. AEHR Systems got a new order from, it looks like for Fox MP Test and Burn Systems. Yada, yada, yada. Look, the real story here is going to be a spike up of $1.25 through some resistance at $17.63 here. Still holding up, about 15% now, was up 20% just a few moments or so ago. Worth noting that this name has had a rough go of it through $25 and flushing just a month and a half or so ago. On the midst of a little bit of a breakout volume spike, AEHR, one I know we've traded in the past here, through the weekly highs.
So I saw on the chat here, and someone was like, why trade Nikola? And you are 100% right. Like, what the hell am I even doing on Nikola right now? I thought that we would get, I mean, what we're really doing right now on Nikola, to be honest with you, is just adding to our dinner plate, because either way, man, we're making money on it. It's just, it's not moving, Nikola. So we've made some money on it early. We got that nice bid. We held it all the way to the downside. We may eventually wind up losing on this, but we'll just start to take this out as it comes to the upside. And all we're trying to do is pick spots here on Nikola. And the reason why is that I felt like we had this 9 bottom, and that if we did get a bid here on the EV space, then yeah, Nikola should, you know, continue to move to the upside. I don't like the company, man. Like Trevor Milton, you know, definitely some nasty things happening over there for Nikola. So yeah, not a big fan of them, but that's why we did it, man. We're just scalping, and we're day traders here through and through. And on that note, guys, check out what we're doing right now, raining down the cash as SoFi back to day's high. And again, another name. If you guys are looking for names to trade, you know, please definitely check out my hot list here, my own sticky note. It goes along with our watch list as well. Today, Rivian, my biggest loser. Micron, support at 87. We could talk about that. Nike, let's go have a look at that. NVIDIA, Nikola, Reliant, AMC all on there. And then SoFi, we added late to SoFi on the sticky note on the show, but there it goes to the upside here for SoFi. And then we should have just maybe taken out some more profit there, as NVIDIA, we bought at 277.50. So that's a good trade there. We're now in the money on that trade, but let's wait to see. There we go. We just took out some more Nikola right there. I have no idea what this one is. So here I am, falling down a hole. Okay, not the case on Nikola, as we just took some 33s there. Nice 3-cent win, yay-hoo, for Nikola as we stare $1 in the face right now for NVIDIA on a nice rally back here in the NASDAQ. Let's go, NVIDIA. We may just take a piece out right now, as I know Arun and I have different thoughts on this name, but NVIDIA 279.50, probably worth taking it out for $1.20.
Yeah, it's a nice, I mean, like you're long where...
At a good spot, yeah.
Yeah, at a good spot. They're going to be a nice little profit-taking move right there at those price points. I'm still short. I've managed, my trail stop is already in, so I'm going to leave it just because I've already kind of locked everything in for this stock. So we're going to leave that alone. Boeing is still going towards, now it's at highs at 197.50, was at 39 at the moment. So here we are moving to the upside there, and Upstart finally starting to go as well. That's $1.30 in the money. One thing I do want to say though, I have picked up some shorts on the futures here, but just be aware that my ranges and the ranges that I trade with on the futures are very wide. So the risk on this trade is almost 30 points. So I'm taking the trade, yes, you see the short there, that arrow there, or the red arrow shows you that short. It's not on the board because it becomes a symbol issue because of how many characters the futures contract takes up. So we kind of moved it off the board, but that is there. I am short. I'll let you guys know about that position. Only our equity positions show up there. So I am short at 45.94 on the futures with a stop just north of 46.25. So we're looking for quite the range here on the futures. We're playing the game to the short side. I'm long elsewhere though, but I am short on NVIDIA as well, as Sean is making money on the long side. I'm making money on the short side of NVIDIA, and Boeing is the one train that, not train, I gotta stop saying train. It's not the one train that could, it's the one plane that could. We are just moving the trailing stop on Boeing. Right now I moved it south of 195. So now we're locked in at about $4.50 or so. It's about $7 in the money. We're locking in 4.5. We're gonna let the rest ride, see how much further it can go. And how's Upstart still there? And the other position I was talking about was Goldman Sachs, as Kat just pulled up. Why did Kat pull up? I'll look at that after. Goldman Sachs, I was talking about that long. I was looking at that long. Yeah, I left the order there. Never got filled. It got ridiculously thin. It was like around 376 and change. It was like right here is where I was trying to get the fill. It's already at 379, so it's gone. The problem with Goldman Sachs is it looks like this, right? It's done 500K, so if you get the fill, it's going to be one of those situations you're instantly out of the money because they're going to run right through you. So I didn't get the fill. It's up $3. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to go to Neil, and when we come back, we'll take a look at Kat.
Small cap recap time here, and because I already showed you ARDS, I'm going to get to Rally in a second, but we're going to start with SOPA today, and you're not going to see any executions on my part. Want to know why? Because it is Miss V in an absolute banger of a trade here. Maybe she'll talk about it in the midday show. But SOPA, the big mover being added to the Russell 2000 yesterday. You do see it try to take out pre-market highs here at 1450. Talked about it in small cap recap that it had failed and was heading into the downside. Miss V short right in this cluster when it broke 12 even. It does the patented pop and fade trade. She is now deep in the money. I know she's taken out some profits and now heading towards afternoon support. So my only advice, Valeria, is hold on to that one. If it breaks that low, it could be absolutely dead. The next one you guys have been trading, I've been trading it too, and that's going to be going over to Rely or Rally. I know you should be calling it Rely, but I like to call it Rally. I didn't do anything on this one. I wasn't long when you guys got that banger at the open, but when it halted upside, tested the high of the day through $8. You got a fail break at the high of the day, came back below that halt price, then shorted that 750 area, took some out in front of 7, took some out again when it started to barcode. I'm holding on to this one. I might actually trail it at about 725 and see what happens, but I wanted to see if it could take out and trade below that 650, maybe head back down towards this 550 level. Lots of names moving here in small cap space. Overall, it's been a pretty volatile start to the day, but hey, Ms. V had a bang. We said she had to trade some of these small caps, and she jumped right into SOPA, one of the most violent ones, with some success here today.
Good trade, Ms. V. So we'll go Superman on that one for also, guys, NVIDIA right now, buck in the money. Check out AMC. Let's go to the moon for AMC. I don't have the AMC ape thing there, but we'll just hit this instead. So I got to shout out to Niagara Charlie. Shout out to everybody that's trading AMC with me today. $1.50 now in the money. Bang, bang. Look at that reload. Now we go all the way to the high side here with AMC. Holy shoot, Niagara Charlie. Send me some DMs, man, because you have been hot fire on predicting some of these plays here for AMC. I think you always just say long, so when it goes up. Did I just see Prad is now in the building? What's up, Prad? He's going to be taking us in through Market Movers today. And wow, AMC Prad, $32, and we're starting to rip up higher and higher and higher as we get ready to rock and roll here. AMC, a beautiful move to the upside right there. So that's a good trade for us. Other than that, we got to look for some new names, right? So
BFRI.
Wow, look at Palantir today as well. Palantir up to 1860. Some of these reopen plays, man, like how's Win tasting? What's up to Sam as well? We reloaded this at $80. This is a big move to the upside for Win. That's another one of those names that we've been talking about. Win, Palantir, DraftKings today. Shout out to Trader Pratt again, approaching $30 on DraftKings. Those that are patient and wait to get their money in at some of these spots are now winning. As you can see, Win here from 80 up to 85. Let's see if we could take this out and travel back to 90. So a lot of these reopen plays, including CCL, as Neil brought to us earlier, up to $20. So a lot of names working here today, guys.
Yeah, Scott, I saw your message about BFRI. Have faith. I can't. Now that I'm in the futures, here's the thing. When I start taking futures positions, they're much more risk. So I have to allocate. I have to be smart about where I'm putting money, right? Obviously, I've got Boeing, I've got NVIDIA. NVIDIA cracking to the lows, by the way. That's up $7 in the money now. So once I start taking futures positions, I gotta be smart about how I'm taking other positions, just because so much risk gets put in there. So for me to take shots, especially on something like where this is going to be a momentum run, right? You're going for the long, maybe north of 14. You get the halt, you get the run to the upside. If it was set up technically earlier, and I jumped on board with you guys that early, like around 11 or so, technically that would have been the trade. You get on board at 11. Why do I say that? Because look at the way it's been trading pretty much at this point, right? So 11 even. You get the break, you put the stop south of 950, you give up the $1.50, or is it $1.50? Yeah, it's $1.50, and then you let it run. Technically, that would have been the entry, then I would have been comfortable. Now it's going to turn into a momentum trade, at which point, I got to pay more attention to it. There's a lot of things that have to happen when you do something like that. So I got to be smarter about it. So I'm just going to kind of focus on where the majority of my risk is. I've already trimmed on Boeing. I've already trimmed on NVIDIA. I've got Upstart as well. So that's kind of coming off a little bit as the market falls off. So that helps my case because you know what? This guy's short right here, 45.95. That's already up 8 points. So for anyone who's counting, 8 times $50 per contract is $400 per contract as we move through the 85s into the 80s. Great. You know what? The faster this moves, now it's 10 points in the money. Hey,
20 points, 50 points, 60 points, 100 points.
$500 a contract, and trust me, I have more than one contract. So we're doing just fine. Boeing, I've definitely got to protect though, because that is coming off now.
I did the jump for you there. I don't know if you have a Pew thing you want to hit that. That's a good
no, I've already used the Pew. I'll start using the Pew when I start cashing out. That's when I'm going to use the Pew. For now, we're going to wait because NVIDIA.
Did you just give a target area there? People asking
for what?
For those futures, are you looking at a certain level? Like where would you cash out? Would you piece it out? Just because I don't think our viewers see you trade the futures too often.
No, actually, that's true. I give you the levels and I kind of let you fend for yourself. So futures, in terms of trading, okay, so I've got the position right. So I've put up, 25, 30 points in risk. Can I get 30? The reason I did this is because I know I can at least target 65 as the first level, but I think we can get below that. So first target, I'm looking at a 60 even. So I'm looking for a 35-point winner on the futures. Obviously, once we start moving down, I'm going to start running the trail, right? So I'm going to start protecting. Same way I started running the protection on Boeing here to lock in profit in the event the market came back. Same thing I'm going to do on the futures. Now that's up 16 points in the money on the futures here as the futures fall off. So we're making some real
We're going red
at this point. What's that?
We're going red.
Oh yeah, we're flat now. Well, future S&P, the one that I'm on, is still up 0.46%.
Yeah,
NASDAQ is about to go red here. So we just took at the bottom end of the range. As long as we can maintain some weakness here, I'm going to start moving some stops. But for now, we're just going to let it trade and see what ends up happening. Just protect the longs that I've got that are winning in terms of stocks, right? I've got to protect that Boeing because that is coming off a little bit now. Upstart, I've locked in because I've kind of set that up on the daily, so we're going to leave that at a B. And NVIDIA is already on the short side, but I am going to move the trail on NVIDIA as well.
Okay, so yeah, great trading all around. We actually took a CCL short as well and started printing here against 2050. So we're short here at 35s, getting some out now 20s, 22s. First out was 27, then we got a 25, and now we're taking out some 22s as it doesn't look like it wants to go too bad to the downside. But again, with the market fading out here, let's see if CCL, already up 7% off earnings yesterday, wants to crack. Did I just get a 20 bid there? I think I'm on. No, I'm not even. Oh, I am on the bid at 20, so hopefully that'll come through and we'll be. There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Just took a little fill there. We'll beat up some CCL right now and just see what's going on. AMD starting to went red as well. NVIDIA, I just battled back and forth, and congratulations, you're right on that short, man. We're thank God we're able to. I'm going to be about flat on the day after battling NVIDIA all day. Out. Thank God we took that out right there as well. This is funny because you see like a falling chart here. How in the hell can we be like we are on NVIDIA today? And it's just by taking some of these outs, man. And there goes the NASDAQ just turning red right now. So wow, nice move to the downside here. Wow, that's all I have to say about that. And AMC, a huge monster flush to the downside. So we actually did take it out at 32. We should have. We're battling back now to view up. Let's wait to see what AMC does. This looks like the Santa Claus rally. No. Does not start today. Nike, another name. I was really happy with that win trade, by the way. I just noticed that in DraftKings as well, back to 29. We'll check out Disney. We know we've been talking about buying some of that at like 148, 149. I don't know what that's at, but we'll check it. Right here, Nike. Wow, Nike went. Wow, what an open for Nike there. It's on our note to take that long early, but now it's getting faded back in. And look at this bottom here being built for Nike, 165. I'm going to go long on this name.
Yeah, we've gone far enough. I can actually start moving some stops on the futures. I mean, it's up 15 points now. My whole thing was, what do we do when we get past 80, right? So I was giving it the opportunity to breathe through 80, but now if we were to snap back above 80, I can walk away from the short and still make some money. So I'm going to move the stop just north of 85 here. That way I'm locking in, 8-9 points or so. That's still decent bank. It's not going to be 14 points, but I'm okay. This is how you kind of got to let things move. So I'll give it a chance. But if it re-enters this like micro range, which is that 80 to 05, this is inside of a much larger resistance level north of 4,600. So if we were to re-enter that, I'd just walk away from that trade, wait for another short. I'm not going to put the order out, but I'm going to keep an eye on this if we were to get back up towards 4,595, 4,600 or so. And then I'll kind of re-enter if we set up again. But for now, just protect what I've got on the short side as NVIDIA takes off to the downside, $7.88 in the money. Neil?
Now in negative territory is Tesla, down 0.5%. It's broken that 900 level. So pop and drop. And you used the line and you didn't say shut them down, open up shop. I forget what stock it was, but that's how Rough Riders roll. Also in news here, UK PM Boris Johnson set to make an announcement in the next 48 hours on whether to impose circuit breaker restrictions, which sent me in a freak out because I think stock trading, no, it has to do with regards to lockdowns and further restrictions due to COVID. So that probably weighing on markets. And speaking of across the pond, let's go to Ms. V. We're an hour away from European close. How are those markets doing?
Omicron variant definitely stays in focus in Europe. Despite that, European markets are positive, while online pharmacy Zur Gold Group, trading in Switzerland, is down more than 15% after introduction of its e-prescriptions postponed in Germany. Back to you.
All right, what do I got? What I wanted to talk about, I just saw a comment.
We just took a nice Nike trade as well.
What's that, on Nike?
Go ahead, go over the comment, we'll talk about Nike.
I just saw one of the comments saying, from Market, saying that it looks like Santa fell off his sled. Well, if Santa was on a Boeing, he wouldn't have, because it's still going back to the upside. Now, we're not as high as we were, but we are making a nice little move. I think we got as low as what on that little flush?
It's just a lot of the depressed names are going up, right?
Yeah.
Like we have Win, Baba, DraftKings.
It went as low as 196, but Boeing's been going up all day. Relative strength in Boeing, right? So now, if we can actually get back north of 197, I think I can move the stop on this because it's clear that 196 is going to be a support point, at least on the midday trail point, trail levels, anyways. So I'm going to look at 196. As long as we get above 197, I'm going to move the trail stop above 196. At the moment, it's sitting just below 195, so we'll leave that alone. Upstart, somebody was asking, did I take profit on the Upstart position? No, it didn't get far enough for me to start warranting putting out orders or targets. And there's nothing. We got long at 141. We're looking off of this major support here or resistance that got broken. So I'm using that as a support point. My targets are like up here, 147, 148. So once we start getting higher and closer to I guess the 145, I'll start moving some stops. But for now, I'm just going to let it move around, do its thing. If it wants to kind of go up, come down, and turn around, I'm perfectly okay with that. But for now, we're just going to wait it out, trail on Boeing, trail on NVIDIA, which is still going $8.64 in the money on the short from NVIDIA from this morning at 284, and Boeing at 644, and then Upstart is out at $1.34. But again, Upstart's just getting started. And the futures, what are you doing? It depends. This is perfectly fine. This is an old bottom end of the range. If you're going to bounce back in, I'll cash out. If you're going to keep going, then we know the target's going to be south of 65 into that 60 area. So we are waiting it out to see how this market wants to play the rest of the day.
There it is. Maybe Arun today, trade of the day.
I don't know. You got some pretty good trades, though. You got that NVIDIA trade.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you to do the trade of the day, so I think you should do it. Okay, CCL, yeah, I mean, we've got a good trade. I mean, I could go back and forth with NVIDIA, but right here, Rally just popped up here, guys. So Rally, a nice move. It pops above that VWAP, and we take a piece out. Now we're cruising, man. We only have like a very, very small piece left. It bumped above. We saw it resist, and then we get that out at 7.14, I think, right there. I actually, your Upstart trade is pretty good. But, okay, CCL does come back down. We get another fill at 23. This is just bouncing around here. That's a good trade for us. Nike, again, we bought these dips. We were trying to buy some. We came right back up. We got out at 165.28. So we have a miracle fill down here at 75 for that trade. So that's why it's nice in the money right now, temporarily. Let's see where we go. We're still on a lot of these same names, man. I'm really happy with Palantir. We loaded back some up in our own account down at 18.10 this morning. We didn't get filled on the show, though, down on the downside, but it does go to 18.70. I really think Palantir is like a sleeping giant, guys. Pick some up if you want, but at these levels, I love Palantir down here. Disney as well. Okay, it is 150. All right, I was thinking that Disney would actually, 2% is not bad today. I thought Disney would actually be a lot higher than this, just because I am seeing like the Carnivals and a lot of these, the Winds. You have your Boeing trade as well today. That's long, right? That's long, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So a lot of these names are starting to rework now. AMC on some reopen plays as well. So really thought Disney would be up a little bit higher, but still, man, a nice move up for Disney today. Opening 147 all the way to 150. So some nice positions there for Disney longs. I think you may have seen a temporary bottom in Disney down here, unless there's another variant coming through. Sava at 42. What's up, Neil?
150. Hold it on Disney. Let's go Disney. I want to get to another mover here, a QSI, a Quantum SI added to the NASDAQ Biotechnology Index. It just touched high of the day there at 775, trending even higher than that on a bit of a volume spike just there, up 22% on the session, running into a cluster of resistance, the bottom end of which is about 750, and then $8, a big level coming up. So QSI, add it to your list of runners. Lots moving here today. I know what my vote is going to be for on the poll coming up.
I just saw the poll. I was like, really? I mean, who is Swan? Because that's not even fair if you're not going to put Sean up there.
Yeah, who should do the trade of the day? Arun, and some guy named Swan.
So
I can't vote, but I'm going to vote for Swan because
I would vote for Swan too, because I want to see Swan do it.
Then it's neither one of us, right? So we don't have to really worry about it.
Exactly. Can we get Swan here?
I'm voting for Swan, and I just hope that you can understand some of his quackiness, because that guy's crazy. Look at Nike right now, guys. Upside, bye-bye Nike. So here we go, man. There it is, a nice trade for us. Possible trade of the day, candidate Nike. No, we just made that right now. Yeah, let's just do it. I take off my shoes now, but we don't need to do that. Nike, nice little move to the upside here. $1 now in the money on NKE, starting to rally. We hit that one. We find that one for you. I mean, who takes this Nike with me right now? Great trade there. Hopefully some of you did. We spotted that one. Well spotted there for Nike. So a good trade on that one. And then CCL, again, just got another one out. This is what you have to do, man. You have to sit down, just like how you got your MU earlier on in the day, just like I got mine at 87.50. Sometimes these, what we call, and shout out to Greg who's not here today, stink bids. So sometimes they come down here and they fill you up. So a good trade there. And I'm wondering if this Nike right now continues to make pops. I still think we can revisit this 168 or so level. So Nike starting to run as well. Good trade there for me on that one. I'm really, really happy we went back to the well, went back to the sticky note there, noticed some different names, and got that through. So Nike right now, a nice run to the upside, and CCL bouncing around. Nikola, Nike, CCL, Relay, SoFi, all those names. I don't know what you're thinking about the futures right now, but you're right back to day's low.
Yeah, that's sitting on an 18-point winner on the futures. But again, the game is slightly different when you trade with the larger range, and that's the thing too. Someone was asking, or someone was doing the math on the risk on the trade, right? It was like 30 points is like $1,500. Yeah, but like again, the larger the range is, then the larger the expectation for that trade is. So being up 20 points on the trade is great, but given what I put up to take the trade, I know where my targets are. At this point, I'm not going to rush to get out. What I am going to do is protect what I have. So the stop, I took, as I mentioned, is going to be north of 45.85, right? It's not going to be a hard stop. I want to see how it trade, but that's where the stop is. In the event we come up there, I'll walk away from the trade. That short read was done. We'll look for another one at some point. But for now, though, I'm just going to let it go. We're looking at least 60, and then I'll tighten it up. Maybe if it starts to slow down, I'll start getting some out. But for now, though, we're not going to leave it. We're not going to get too excited. As you see me, the way I trade, I get excited all the time. So as it moves down, just leave it be. Let the trades do their thing, because that's the only way to actually get these winners that are running. Like NVIDIA, if I panicked about when it was hesitating at 281, I would have dumped it all, right? But I got some out. I knew this could be a problem. Got some out in the event that it moved up. I moved the trailing stop up as well. So if it did bounce off that 281, I would have gotten out at just like 283 and change. We never got out, so it kept going down. Now I've moved the trailing stop out to 278. So that way we're locking in about $6. It's up $9. I'm locking in $6. I'll give up the $3 to see how much space NVIDIA has. Now, if we were to take a quick look at the daily on NVIDIA, how much space can we really look at? Well, this is a daily chart. Where did we last bounce? It seems like around 273, 272. I guess the closer we get to 270, the more support there is. But it's not heavy, so I'm going to give it the chance to actually take out that 270, right? So protect what I've got there on NVIDIA. And Boeing, as I mentioned, once we took out 197, I can be confident in moving the stop south of 196. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to move the stop south of 196. It's probably going to be sitting somewhere. I might even go 195.50 because I do think there could be a little bit of slippage there. So move it up from 195 to 195.50 and change. Protect some profit there. Futures, let them do their thing. This is what trading is about. You get your reads, you make your trades, and then you let them do their thing instead of jumping in front and kind of like rushing the exits. Just let them move. They're meant to move. They're going to take some time. Some of them take time. And sometimes you give up a ton of profit along the way, or unrealized profit along the way. That's the thing, right? That's trading for you. But as long as you get any of the, like the majority of your shots right, as long as you're accurate with them, this stuff, all the stuff in between where they're just moving around, that's part of the game. Just get your accuracy right on these calls, and then you'll be just fine.
Yeah, we did take another shot out there of Nike. So that's $1.60 right there out for Nike on a nice little move to the upside there. We got to take advantage of that. And I just want to do another little like count. Almost 6,000 people watching and only 1.5K likes. If you guys could just please hit the like button here. We're just trying to, it's an absolutely free show. We're going to throw you over to Market Movers right after this with Ms. V and Trader Prad. So hopefully when we get back from Neil, this is north of 2,000 likes, guys. If you could just hit that, please. That's what we're asking for. I don't want to sound too desperate, but we're trying to get this out as much as possible. So hit the like, hit the share, all of that be great for us. So thank you so much for doing that. And now we'll go over to a board that looks mighty nice, man, for today. So let's go Nike as well. Now $2 in the money. Let's throw it back over to Neil at the big screen.
Yeah, good looking board here for Sector Watch overall. I mean, you should have said that like count. Batting a quarter, 250? 250 is not good enough, man. We can hit 300 on that for sure. Sean, a pretty good hitter back in the day. owner of the worst walk-off hit I have ever seen. Thank you very much for that, Sean. I'll never live that one down, and you will never live it down either. Walk-off hit that we didn't like. Nike, you just mentioned it. It just broke the 6% mark to the upside. You're seeing it lead the consumer durables after its strong earnings report. You have, look, in services, you got Carnival 8%. You got LVS 6.5%. NCLH up 6%. Penn is even up almost 6% today. Expedia up 5.5%. Some strength coming back in. Now, if you're going to see them move to the upside, over here in the pharmas, you are going to have Moderna down 6%, Pfizer down 5%. Why? When the reopen names are strong, guess what's going to be weak? It is going to be your vaccine names, and that's what we're definitely seeing here today. Is budget board just adjust on me over there. In the material sector, actually going to notice some strength over there. I did see Freeport up 3%, looking pretty strong. Energy looking relatively strong as an overall sector. You'll see green across the board. There are some names, some points of, I guess, relative weakness that you will see overall in the market. I did notice that Home Depot and Target both down 1% and lagging the group. And specifically, if you look in IT, you're going to see Adobe down 1%. You're going to see Oracle down 1%. Overall, Oracle just did that all-cash deal of CERN, expensive deal. They've been under pressure, and Adobe with some disappointing earnings. So you do see mostly green across the board. I think some individual names that are to the downside can certainly be explained away as we just did there. So hopefully, this is the beginning of the Santa Claus rally, and we can hold on to some of these gains. But this market has been pulling back, guys.
As it pulls back, there was a super chat asking about that walk-off, so there's got to be a story. Can we get that story?
Yeah, no.
The people asked, they paid for it. Come on.
Yeah, Dominic, I see that. What's up, Dominic? Their fellow Wisconsinites. I'm not from Wisconsin, but shout out to the Packers as well. No, it was just, so basically we were at a tournament. This was in high school. We played on the same baseball team, and we were at a tournament, and the tournament was going fine, but not great. Mm-hmm. And basically we were in like an elimination game, but it was virtually pouring rain as far as from what I can remember. I think that, was it nice? It was not nice. It was not nice, right? Yeah, it was not nice. So, and anyway, so I get up. I think there's a runner on second, something like that. And if we tie, I think we go home. There's 2 outs, last inning. And of course, your boy raps a nice base hit. We come around and we score. And instead of everyone celebrating, it's like, oh crap, we have another game.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like, wow, it was like my time to shine, and everyone's like, oh man, like as if this guy finally, like we get a hit here, we finally get this, we finally break through, we're now winning the game, and everyone was ready to go home, and that never happened. So that's why I believe, anyways, that why it's pretty much the worst walk-off ever, because I was like walking off in shame. I should have just struck out, and everyone probably would have bought some beers after that one. Although we were only in high school, of course, you don't drink beer in high school. So, all right, we did average it. So thanks, Dominic, for that one, and thank you for another 6-monther right here. Thank you for a membership, Lamont. Thank you so much, man. You can't get enough. It's a great show. Thank you so much for that, and it's going to even get better because very, very soon we're going to throw over to Miss V and to Trader Prad for Market Movers. So do not forget about that. And I also want to give, let's throw it back over to Valeria when we get a second. And she's not even
at the desk.
She's not even at the desk because I want to do another light count. So when Valeria gets back here, prepping for the show. All right, so right now CCL, it does rip up to that 50 level. Again, some nice rebound here in the shorts, in the futures, Arun. So we take that advantage to go short on an equity that has had its day today, up 8%. Maybe we should have picked another one, but I like that 50 level here for CCL, so we'll play off a short. Here it's coming back in. We're only short at 41 now, so average it all the way up, hoping to get something down here again. Mid-30s would be pretty nice for this trade.
All right, as I look at the chart here, Boeing, new highs, hello. We just put in new highs here just south of 198, so it is still going strong. That is still at $7.15 in the money. And the stop hasn't really changed. You really can't do a whole lot at this point. The way it's moving around, the stop really. So the thing with placing stops is I'm sure there's questions about this. Is it based on dollar or is it based on how much you're up? No, I don't touch my stops, they're moved only based on technical reads, right? So what I like to look at is if I'm long here, like I am in Boeing, where did it last hesitate to the downside? So I'll put the levels together and be like, you know what, they really hesitated around 196, so that's where the level is. Then I count for some slippage. That's based on what what your experience is looking at stocks and whatnot. But for me, I'm going to accounting for about 50 cents of slippage. So for me, I'm putting the stop south of 195.50, and we're going to let it go. At some point, there's going to be a new stop, and when that stop comes out, I'll move the stop. And up until that point, you've got to be okay with it. You just lock in from where you're in to where your new stop is. Everything else past that, it's not, yes, I'm up 743, but I'm not locking that in. I'm letting the market figure itself out, and maybe we get that move to the upside. That gives us a much larger winner, right? So here we are waiting. In the meantime, we're going to go to Neil.
I'm going to give you guys a 2-for-1 here. And the first one is the FDA set to authorize the COVID-19 treatment pills from both Pfizer and Merck. This is coming from Bloomberg just a few moments ago. And also MasterCard rising on news of acquiring McDonald's personalization platform. So both these stories causing some movement here. You did see Pfizer, when we did the sector watch, under some pressure. It has made a double bottom since and now giving back some of those gains, possibly as this might have been anticipated. So positive news for both Pfizer and Merck, but it seems like it might have been baked in.
Yeah, talk about baked in, man. Some of these weed names today are baking themselves in nicely as well because there's some nice profits. Where's my weed thing here? On some of these plays. CCL, man, good thing we got some out there. We got some 35s out, 37s, 38s as CCL makes a move back to the upside, and so does Nike as well. So just watch out. We are going to get out of this CCL if it breaks above 50. So I should actually put in another stop order here because now I have much less shares than we did before. So this should be, if my math is correct, no matter what, a profitable day here for me on CCL because we cashed all this out here. Now we wait for a little bit, another piece. CGC yesterday was I think, were we short? I can't remember. There's a couple days ago where we didn't like, oh yeah, it was breaking through 9. Yeah, we actually had a great trade on this one. I don't know if here it is here. So yeah, this was yesterday, short. Like look at this, boom, 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 and then short here on the after show at starting at 2 p.m., sorry, we started shorting it that. So CGC yesterday, nicely done sub 9, but today, and again, I don't know, nice move up, 8%. I always think we should fade these moves, but again, a nice move up for CGC today, up that 8%. I'm not even going to look at any key levels here because honestly, I just don't believe in any of these moves. So, and I also don't want to short them. I just got to play with the news. I don't really see any news here on CGC, although there must be something in the weed space today. We just really haven't covered it. There's CCL. Pigs get slaughtered, man. That's why we did take out that CCL trade at the bottom. And still a positive day for us on CCL, although if that move kept coming to the downside, we would have really crushed it. But CCL takes out 2050. Good thing we put on our scalping hat there.
All right, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hit this. This is my own animation, so sniper shot there. We got some out on the futures there, so here we are getting out some. It's refusing to get far enough away from the range. At the same time, I'm finding some support coming in, so I'm going to lock in some cash here. Not all of it. It's not. I've still got more, but I'm going to get out some here in front of 80. Oh, I got it out at 81 as it comes off. But I'm okay. Even if it fell off, I'm perfectly okay with the way it's moving around this price because that one little move down where it was down at 74.5 and then instant pop back up north of 81 shows me there is some buying down here. So respect it, get some out, cash some out. That's 14 points. If you do the math, what is that? Like $700 a contract or so. So we're walking away from some of that. And we're going to let the rest go. We've got Upstart now going in the money. Great. Finally, we're starting to get some movement on Upstart south of 140. Now we're about 13 cents. But again, Upstart has a large spread, right? So we're going to wait for that. And Boeing still going strong, now north of 198. And a little bit more, and maybe I can move the stop somewhere around 197. But I am going to wait for that. And NVIDIA still kind of going sideways at 276. And we're going to go to Neil at the big screen.
Yeah, time for Money Talks, not the movie, although it's a good one. It's pretty boring here. U.S. dollar index is basically flat. Euro basically flat. Canadian dollar, U.S. Basically flat at the end of the day. Actually, Turkish lira only down 3.5%. Quite possibly the least volatile day for that currency, as it's been an absolute gong show. What I do want to highlight for you is we are back into positive territory at least for the time being, in both Bitcoin and Ether as well. Just still below that 5,000 mark or 50,000 mark when it comes to Bitcoin, although holding that 46,000 from yesterday. And we are right at this 4,000 mark, back and forth here on the session in Ethereum. Would be nice to close above that range. We've already made the support down at 3,700. 4,000 is going to be that big level to retake. We'd like to do that before we get into the weekend and the holidays there. So a bit of a good start here, but still not a heck of a lot of volatility when it comes to currencies and crypto today anyways. Good to see that Turkish lira finally settle down. What a wild ride that's been in those markets.
Yes, sir.
Turkish lira. Yeah, that's been a nasty fight over there with the government.
That's been quite aggressive for years, I think.
Yeah, they're lowering interest rates over there, which has not come across very well. Look at this stock, though, guys. $2.50 now in the money on Nike. So, I mean, just again, I wish I had the patience of the man beside me, because we would still be holding most of this, but we're out 25, 50, 75%, and now we're breaking through VWAP and starting to come back up to this side here. So a nice trade for Nike here, nicely done to the upside, still up that 7% on the day. So still making moves here for Nike. So good trade there. We've got to do some work on the risk reward side of things. We're back into CCL, Nikola not moving, and then AMC, I don't know, man. Just barcoding right now. May take this out if it gets to 31.50 again, and then just see what happens. But so far, so good here on AMC. A couple good reloads there. We missed that trade. Now we could take this through. I think we're going to offer 31.50, and then if it takes it out again, like these highs right here, 31.65, then we can always punch back long. So there goes Nike even more, man. Now $3 in the money, and then we'll just wait on this as the futures trying to rally back here. Santa Claus rally begins right now. So now Santa Claus rally. Oh, I mean, it begins today. We're still up 0.22% today. We'll see where we end up, but I believe Santa Claus is here and hopefully here to stay. 31.60 for AMC is going to be my next target to punch long, and hopefully we're able to get something out here around 31.30, 31.40.
Did you pay for any shorts on SOPA? Or do you have to pay for them?
Probably you do, but I didn't.
Okay. Because it just halted. It halted at 12. And I was like, you know what? I wanted to see if I can actually get the opening print and go for the short. I know everyone's looking for the long, but I was like, you know what? We're running right into 12. It's like, okay, now it's 12.50. Now we're getting into some resistance here. But if their shorts were free, I would have gone for the opening print short and then done a quick exit. That was a trade, but if that trade's not there and I got to pay for the shorts, forget it. Never mind. Wow. Futures moving up to 83. This is what I was worried about. That's why we cashed them out as we are finding some support south of 45.80. So getting out some makes sense there. And then NVIDIA is getting closer and closer to that stop there, just north of 278. It is creeping up. But I mean, this was bound to happen. A move like that at some point has to bounce back, right?
Yeah.
So that's moving up. Boeing still going strong after that nice little dip on the futures there. Followed the futures down for a bit and then moving strong. Still working 198, so that's good. A position that I didn't talk about that I got into was a short on Caterpillar. I got a short just in front of that 198. I'm short at 197.95. The stop on, the reason why I picked up Caterpillar is it's at an interesting location here, right here, on the daily here. Yes, it's in the middle of the range. What I'm noticing is there's a ton of action here north of 198 into that 199. If you go back to the beginning of the month, there's a lot of refusal to kind of trade in that price point. So when we go up there and we fail, as we did when we got this morning, north of 198, and then instantly kind of got back underneath and then tried it one more time and failed again, I'm going to go for the short. I'll put up the $4 in risk just to see what happens. If we were to move to the downside, we've got a ton of space. Look at the daily here. We've got a ton of space to the downside. We can go down to 194, maybe even 192 and change. So we are waiting for that to happen. It's only done 500K in volume, so it might take some more time, but I'm perfectly okay staying in this.
Before we go to Neil, just quickly here, check out Nikola, guys. So this is what we're talking about. It just started going. So someone said, why am I even trading Nikola? It's just about making money, man. It just went back up to these highs again, so we took some out at 39. Hit us, Neil.
Yeah, only a couple minutes here to go until we send you off to the midday show. There's not a lot in the way of earnings, but it's maybe an Android phone, but these guys, Arun, the sellout, they're going to be on the board here as you do see just a few names in the holiday shortened week.
Yes. If they could only make a phone, for anyone who's out of the loop, I was a BlackBerry passport holder for the last 5 years, and the passport will no longer work on any cell networks. So I had to get a new phone, Pixel. Neil calls me a trader. Sean has the Pixel, so me and Sean are now buddies because of the Pixel. But I was hoping that before the end of the year, they had released their or licensed out their handset, I guess, manufacturing to a new company, Onward Mobility, and they were supposed to come out with a phone, like a 5G phone, at the end of this year or in the third quarter. And I was expecting that phone to be out, and I would just go ahead and go from the passport to that phone. They got delayed, and then I got stuck with a Pixel. Pixel's a pretty good phone, can't lie. But I was hoping that BlackBerry would release something new because I just like the physical keyboard and the hub. For me, the hub is the biggest thing that is missing from any of the other phones. Just if you put the hub on any other phone, I'll go use that phone. But
so what is the hub? Just a messaging center?
Yeah, it's like
has that.
It's like a centralization of everything.
Pixel has that. I mean, it's not going to be the same as BlackBerry.
It's not going to be the same. No.
It's probably going to be better. Okay, so Nicola, just to quickly here, guys. Roblox obviously starting to move as well. But yeah, BlackBerry bag. People saying bag holders on BlackBerry, but BlackBerry's up to 925 today, up 4 and a bit percentage points on that one. And then just for an update here on CCL, we did get taken out at 50, but we have a wick there that basically resisted that buy. So then we went back into the short, and now we're laughing again. 10 cents in the money. That name's going to work for us as well. And then what else? Oh yeah. This was the other one. We were just talking about this, man. AMC. I said get out at the top of this range. We get out at 30, and then it rips to 40, or 50, 60. We didn't get in here, so we're waiting for a 65 break, like we said. So it comes right up to that spot and then resists it. So that's going to be my next trade. And did we just get out some there? No, we're on the bid right now, though, of CCL, but we're not till 32s. We're down to 34 now on that one. A lot of stuff happening, man. Wow, what a great day. There goes SOPA, people saying. So let's go over one more time. We only have 2 minutes before we throw it back. Yeah, there it is. There's that halt, man. We were actually waiting for that. We should have just had SOPA up on our screen all day here. But again, we're trading too many names. SOPA, you want to get long on those halts pretty much every time. It's being added to the Russell. So there's actually some decent news behind this. But watch out again. We topped out around 13.50 yesterday afternoon, and then today in the pre-market. So just be careful here. Could halt again, obviously, and continue its march to the north side. And there's another 20-cent winner right there as we're smoking here on CCL to the downside. Now 17 cents, 18 cents now in the money on this, and 250 in the money on Nike as well. So so far so good, man. Yeah, God, sometimes you get lucky because you're too cheap to pay for shorts. Yeah, SOPA was one of them. The opening print was 12.05. I would have gotten run over if I had gone for those shorts. But to be fair, I wouldn't have gone for a market on open short. I would have gone for a limit on open short, and I would have priced it close to 12.50. So I would have never gotten the opening fill. If I didn't get the opening fill, I was going to, because this is the area I really want to play with, the 12.50 into the 13s. If we were going to open around there, I'd go for the short. If they were free, of course, it's if, ands, or but scenarios. But here we are. It is taking off. It is working 13s. It has got a lot of resistance to get through, though. But in the what are we going to do in the meantime? Futures coming back towards 85, so we got some out of 81s, and the rest is going to be dumped north of 85, obviously depending on how it trades. At that point, we got to wonder if the market has another leg to the upside, because then they're confirming what I thought was initially a small buy support zone, which is starting to look bigger and bigger. So we may have another leg to the upside at some point during the day if we can get back north of 85. At that point, I dump the shorts, I dump my future shorts, walk away with my 9 points in profit on the future side of things, on the remaining half of the position. And then we're just going to ride the Boeing, the Upstart, the NVIDIA, and the Caterpillar positions into the end as long as we can. And we've got Valeria. What day is it, Valeria?
Hey team, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for all the support on the chat, for all your super chats, and of course for 2,100 likes. It's a great result, but if you didn't like this video yet, we ask you to do so because it's always nice to have much more likes. Join Prad and me to continue trading this day, and happy National French Fried Shrimp, everyone.
Fried shrimp?
Yep.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, we will definitely go. I was going to hit we'll hit a slap shot on that one because, yeah, we slap shot those. Fried shrimp, fried seafood, very good. Not super healthy, but very, very tasty for you, especially those fried shrimp. The coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp is what it's all about. So, so far, so good on that one. I don't think we have to ask Neil if he likes fried shrimp because this answer should be quite obvious.
Come on, son.
Come on, son.
Before we close up, I do want to say one thing with I'm just going to make a quick comment about the super chat here. What's my target for upstart? I'm looking at 147 or 148, somewhere around there. That's my initial target. I'm putting up the risk of like almost $6. I'm going to try to get that back by putting the target up that high. So that's just for the super chat that was asking about that. But in terms of fried shrimp, I'm down with fried shrimp, but you can only eat so much of it before, I can only eat so much of it before I start feeling a little crappy. But I'm down with the fried shrimp, especially the coconut, the one that you're talking about, the coconut one.
You get like a little Thai dipping sauce and stuff like that. That's pretty sweet.
So you know Farm Boy. They have the coconut butterflied coconut shrimp, which is really, really good.
You ever go to Farm Boy, the in-house sausage?
No, I
haven't.
It's
good.
Tried that.
Try that, man. A lot of different tastes there. Farm Boy.
It's a supermarket, by the way, for anyone's wondering. It's not an actual boy from the farm. It's just a supermarket.
Yeah. It's like, what's that one that Whole Foods? It's like a Whole Foods, basically. But
yeah, but not as expensive.
It's kind of like it's more expensive because then we look like ballers, right? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're just playing around. Okay, let's get ready to go over. It's been a good day for us so far. Thank you to everybody watching. We're getting ready for memes and movers market movers. And the thing is, there's a lot of market movers today, including DraftKings. I know that some of you are talking about that. Check out Farm Boy if you're here in Ontario. Great. I think it's very, very close to Whole Foods.
We are not affiliated with Farm Boy. Someone was asking if I'm affiliated with BlackBerry because I keep talking about BlackBerry. No, I just really like their phones. But no, we're not affiliated with any of them. We just like their stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Sam Troy. Thank you for all your kind words on the chat. But let's go over right now to the Market Mover Show. Trader Prad, Miss V, take it.
Welcome to Market Movers. I'm your host, Trader Prad. This is the beautiful Miss V.
Hey guys, welcome back everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Thank you for joining us today. As usual, be active on the chat, ask us anything, and please like this video. We would really appreciate your support. How your trading day going, Prad?
Amazing. Just waiting for for the show. Let's get it going.
You're on vacation?
On vacation. No trades yet.
Interesting. I'm not trading task